Yeah, I'm actually friends with Lucy on Facebook now. Did you know that?
Yeah, I'm gonna.
She sent me messages too, which is shocking.
Yeah,
we are live. Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell? Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
it just showed up. Sports with Wolfie. Yep. Late night talk. Sports with Wolfie.
Yeah.
This is for those 18 and over. Listener discretion is advised.
You never know what may come out of the mouth of the Ted Oruski.
Yeah, that's true. All right,
the Ted or the Brett. That too.
Oh, well. Oh, you never know. I may slip a good joke here or there, so.
True.
I'll let my friend know that we're live right now.
As we're sitting with Ted behind the wheel.
Oh, you put the link in the chat too. Are you gonna bring people up?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that as an opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to. Hey, there, Damon's
Hey,
already
Damon.
here. Damon's here.
Ruski's Damon Ruski.
All right, what's up, Damon? So
I'll
go ahead and get the ball rolling, then, Wolf.
All right, let's get the ball and chain, as they say.
Yep. Welcome to the Wolf. Welcome to Sports with Wolfie's football talk show, late night edition tonight. Hello, everybody. My name is Brett Alt. I'm your announcer tonight, and always the announcer for all the panels. Let's go around the horn and let's say hello to each of the panel members. First off, in Florida, waiting at the drive-thru for his food. Let's say hello to our crazy, wacky guy, Florida Claimers, Ted. Ted, how you doing tonight, brother?
Yeah, pretty good, man. Caitlin, I ran over because that Burger King was so crowded. I didn't get no Burger King tonight. So the roommate ain't gonna get his Whopper. Yeah, he ain't gonna get his Whopper, but he'll get a Sloppy Joe instead. It was so crowded. Yeah, man. People can't afford to buy good food anymore. The prices are still going up too.
Everything's going up these days, I tell you. But let's
he's getting. Yeah, he's gonna get a chili, and he's gonna get the Sloppy Joe.
All right.
Or fries.
I don't know. Are we talking about Sloppy Joe, or are we talking about the junkyard dog?
It's a nice barbecue Sloppy Joe he's getting.
All right.
Yeah, I ordered a Sloppy Ho. He got a Sloppy Joe.
Gotcha.
All right, let's move around the horn. Next up, let's go down Interstate 380 to the great city of Marion, Iowa. Let's say hello to the football pick'em statistician, Jeff Alt. Jeff, how you doing tonight, brother?
Oh, I'm peace. Everything is peaceful down here on the north side of Marion. I had a meeting on Zoom this morning. I swear I was going to fall asleep, but I'm still alert today, and I've got my Folgers coffee in a coffee cup here, so I might be up for a little while. So
all right,
we'll see.
All right, and then next up, our gracious host. We haven't seen you in 2 weeks, so let's say hi to him. Let's say hi to the Howler from Nashville, Tennessee, our buddy Wolfie.
Knoxville.
Wolfie, how you doing tonight, brother?
Got me a bunch of crackers eating. I can see them.
Hello, everybody.
Hello to you too.
Yeah, I'm doing a sports show on YouTube right now. See, I'm not gonna put you on camera. Yeah, see, there's me. This is called Sports with Wolfie. So there's Brett, Jeff, and there's Wolfie right there, and then I'm over here. See my camera? It's on right now. Look. See, I'm doing the dolphin. Yeah, see. Yeah, I just shown my boy at the Wendy's. Yeah, everybody doing the dolphin. Everybody's doing the dolphin. He's watching the camera, guys. He's looking at you guys.
I think we're going.
Yeah, probably the world.
Yeah, I know.
Let's let Wolf finish his intro.
I don't want to get him in trouble. I can't put him on camera. They'll get pissed off. If Wendy sees it, they'll get pissed off at you.
Yeah, things been super busy here in Knoxville. It's been hot.
You get in trouble. All right, I don't get you in trouble. But yeah, there's family behind me yet? Oh yeah, there's lights back there. Somebody's ordering.
Hey Ted, do you think you might be able to mute your mic for a little bit?
Me this time, man. I was in the mood for fries, man. I was going to go to Burger King, but the one I went over to, there was so many people there that's why I couldn't go there.
I'm going to ask Ted if he can
mute his mic. People waiting over there, man. They were really behind. And then I wanted to go to one out there, but they might close at 10, so I didn't want to take a chance.
Hey, Ted, who are you talking to, bud?
Hey, Teddy, you think you might be able to mute your mic there, brother?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Because I don't want you to get in trouble for any stuff like that. So, all right. So let's go on. Sorry, everybody. Go on, Wolf. Let's get back to your intro. How are you doing tonight, bro? Let's try this for the third time.
It's all right. Like I said, we're kind of improv. It's not a structured thing by no means.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a busy last couple of weeks. It's been very, very hot. Been a lot of family stuff going on. I'll leave it at that.
All right. let's say hi to some people in the chat. Let's
Okay,
say hi
I'm
to
done.
Damon-
I'm rolled out of the Wendy's. I'm out of
Let's say
there.
hi to Damon McNabb. Let's say hi to Caitlin Blake. Let's say hi to Lucy Grace. Welcome you all. Thanks for coming to the show tonight. All right, guys. Now the first piece of business I want to get off today is you probably might not have heard this in the news, but in the NFL, Dallas Cowboys outside linebacker Charles Snowden has been suspended for the first 3 games of the season.
Oof.
So, according this is from ESPN. He will be able to take part in all the Cowboys preseason activities, including the games. But after the NFL roster reduction to 53 players is when the suspension will take effect. But they're saying they don't know the reason for the suspension wasn't stated. But some people, but I guess in 2024 he reached a plea agreement in January to resolve a DUI arrest when he played for the Vegas Raiders. So, I mean, let's. And of course, he says that he pleaded no contest to misdemeanor DUI and was ordered to pay $1,000 fine and attend all coroners and DUI courses. And then of course it will just be reduced to reckless driving if he completes the terms of the plea agreement. They signed him as a free agent last month. Oh, let me see what day this. This was July 14th, so 2 days ago. They signed him as a free agent last month. After a team's trial in the mini camp. So he has for his last season with the Raiders before he signed with the Cowboys. He had a career best 3 sacks and recorded his first NFL interception in 15 games, including 9 sacks. He's only 28 years old. He's had 4.5 sacks, 28 tackles, and 30 games during his career. Now, I don't know about you. Jeff dropped off. Dang it. Oh, that doesn't affect your audio there, Wolf.
That's gonna mess up Wolfie probably.
Yeah, it probably did. I don't know why Jeff did that. Unless he hit the button by accident. But anyway,
I don't know. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you.
I hear you, Wolfie.
All right. It don't seem like it interfered this time. We'll see how it goes.
A miracle.
So I want to talk to you guys. So I want to briefly touch on this. Something to talk about to lead off the discussion. Did you hit the wrong button, Jeff?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So, as you know, we're talking about the Snowden guy who got suspended 3 games. So, I want to start off by, well, Jeff usually doesn't talk much during a lot of these streams. So let's get his opinion first. Jeff, do you think that the suspension is because of that DUI charge that he had in 2024? What do you think?
Well, if you get in trouble with the law, I mean, anybody if you get a DUI, yeah, it's definitely worth getting suspended. So,
Well,
this should be a lesson that he should learn, and he should try to work on not doing it ever again.
Go ahead, Wolf. You were going to say something?
Well, here's my little thought on it. This happened in 2024.
Exactly.
So the punishment should have already occurred. So why is it occurring now?
That's what I'm trying to figure out, because they didn't state what the suspension was for. So if it's related to that 2024 arrest in Vegas, why are they doing it now? That's the big $64,000 question, if that ends up being the case. I know, Ted, you're always opinionated, so go ahead. What do you have to say?
When I first heard about the story, it said it was violation of team rules, which makes more sense to me. But now they kind of covered it up, so I don't know what to believe anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what they first said. Violation of team rules is what they said. That guy from Dallas.
Yeesh.
I know. I just saw it. It said something about defensive guy gets violation team rules 3 games, but now they covered it up. I guess I don't know what happened.
Let's say hello to Joy72709 in the chat. Hello, Joy. Good to see you tonight.
Hi, Joy.
Biscuits. What
Hello.
you doing there, biscuits?
Joyce.
Come here, little biscuits. Yeah, come here, little biscuits.
There,
Come here, little biscuits.
Biscuits? Oh, interesting.
That's Joy's nickname, Jeff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Thanks.
Oh yeah, Jeff didn't know that. I thought Jeff knew that.
I don't know a lot of your friends like you and Eric and Brett do. So, because I'm like the newer guy in the group. So there you go.
You got to know some of the coding around here, there, bro. All right. So anyway,
Yeah, I'm way behind.
And then not to mention Jeff don't normally come to Ted's late night chats either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
you
'cause
normally
biscuits.
like-
That's my girl down there, Jeff. That's biscuits is my girl.
Oh, you lucky guy.
Anyway, so let's get back to the subject at hand here. So, as you all know, so I was going to say, as you know, we were saying this in the pre-show, that that Clemson has a new offensive coordinator in Chad Morris. So Wolf was saying in the pre-show, the stuff you guys did not see, that he thinks that Clemson is going to start running more of a run and shoot offense. So I still think they're going to run elements of spread because of Dabo Swinney, but what do you think? But why do you honestly think they're going to run more run and shoot, Wolf?
Because that's Chad Morris's forte.
I mean, I remember the old run and shoot when it used to be under center, and then you had 3-4 wide receivers at any given time. And then, of course, now you got evolved to where you're taking snaps out of the pistol and snaps out of the shotgun, and you're running a lot of wide receiver option routes and everything.
Well, I mean, it will. Davo's offense will look similar to back in the days of Etnine in the backfield. So, it will definitely change to having a little bit more run than pass. Now that Chad's there.
I mean, Jeff, I know you and I are old enough to remember the old run and shoot from the days of when the Titans were the Oilers. You remember that old offense?
To be honest, you know it more than I do, to be honest.
I've done the run and shoot offense in various video games.
And you do a good job.
You
do a good job with it too.
Even though I'm a spread guy, though, but
we lost Ted.
Yeah, but I'm just using my experience.
I'm not surprised.
I'm just using my experience from the video games.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the one thing about the run and shoot is that you have all these wide receiver option routes, so you never know. So as a defender, I know the defenses have gotten faster over time, but at the same time, though, being an intellectual defender, you just have to know. It's like, okay, how do you know which wide receiver option route they're going to run? Like, how do you know so you're not fooled? How do you do that? Okay, Wolfie, you've played. I know you're an offensive lineman, so I'm going to ask you from an offensive lineman point of view. As an offensive lineman, how do you practice with the run and shoot? I think he's lost his audio again.
Yeah. I think actually when I played Metro Youth football, I was like a tight end on offense, and I played in the secondary on defense. And I don't remember catching one single pass.
Oh yeah, I remember Mom and Dad tried you out for community football. They never let me do it though. I think after my broken arm, I don't think they wanted me to take any chances.
And I was too much of a wuss to play in the rain. I just wanted my stuff to be nice and neat, and I guess
I remember
it
that.
is. Yeah, I used to freak out about rain and crap like that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why, but
Welcome back, Wolf. Sorry your audio cut back. Anyway, I was going to ask you since you were an offensive lineman. I know you didn't play that style of offense at Tennessee, or when you were in school, but I want to pick your brain a little bit. So, as an offensive tackle, I know the blocking probably is a little bit different with the scheme, but from an offensive point of view, how do you prepare the run and shoot?
Well, I mean, it depends on what part of the line.
And
you're
I don't
talking
hear
about.
him.
Can y'all not hear me?
I can hear you, Wolf.
I can't hear him.
Do you think it's your headphones, Jeff?
My Bluetooth headphones are on.
Well, I know sometimes Bluetooth can glitch sometimes, but I can hear Wolf just fine though.
Okay, what about now?
Let me try that.
Can you hear him, Jeff?
What about now, Jeff?
I still can't hear him.
I think it's his headphones.
Yeah.
Can you hear him now?
Hey, Tex.
No.
Jeff can't hear you, Wolf.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sorry.
If you have to come back out and come back in and try again with that, just try that, Wolf, and see if that helps.
Yeah.
All right, let me try it one more time here.
Jeff and I will fill the ranks while you do that. So,
Yep.
Jeff, I know you were a manager and all that stuff, but based on your opinion from what you see, if you were to think like a coach, how do you prepare for it?
Well, usually what I would usually probably do, it's just, as a coach, I would first of all, I'd have my managers get some little itineraries and stuff like that and little scouting reports on the opponent and study them carefully, as I used to do for the coaches at Linmar.
I was asking you about how do you implement, if you were thinking like a coach, how would you prepare your version of the run and shoot? That's what I was asking.
I don't know dilly squat of any of these four. The only formations I read about were like that interesting I formation Coach Stram ran for the Chiefs, where he had the tight end line up right behind the quarterback and had the fullback and the halfback.
You talking about the Maryland eye?
I call it the Kansas City tight end eye.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that was Stram was a genius. He would scribble this stuff on like napkins and stuff like that. I mean, this guy he'd do anything.
I mean, I know we're gearing off the run and shoot, but but some of the offenses were innovative back in the day when the old AFL, because you had stuff that they didn't do in the NFL back then. You had the man in motion rule. You had, the player names on the back of the jerseys. You had you
had the official time kept on the electronic scoreboards. That was another thing they did.
You had the 2-point conversion.
The microphones on the sidelines and stuff. The
field
mics.
I mean, I think that's honestly where I think the sideline reporter was the American Football League.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I remember watching on YouTube, I don't know if they still have it up anymore, but I remember watching Full Color Football, the history of the NFL.
they still have them up.
I was watching that, and they were always talking about, well, let's take this out to the 50-yard line, let's talk this out. And I thought to myself, oh, that's really cool. So it's like, that's when the AFL originally debuted on ABC. It was like, oh yeah, let's do that, and and I think that's where the sideline reporter was born. So
yeah, and the sideline reporter for the '62 title game was none other than Jack Buck himself, who would later go on to CBS.
I think I remember reading that.
Oh.
Hey, Wolf, we were just educating.
Hi, Wolf.
We were waiting for you. Jeff and I were just educating the chat a little AFL history.
All right, so can y'all hear me now?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear, bro.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right.
Let me re-ask the question again.
So back to your question about the run and shoot, how the offensive line works. It depends on what part of the line you're on. If you're an offensive tackle, it doesn't really change a lot. You're either doing the run blocking scheme where you're just driving your defender down the field, or you're stepping back to do pass protection. Guards, however, are a little bit different because in the run and shoot, you're going to have a swing block where you'll have to come in behind the center and block to the opposite side. There's a lot more agility involved on that aspect if you're looking at the guard. Center, also, you'll have a little bit of swing blocking involved there too. But not as often. Usually on the run and shoot, you're going to have, on the run plays, you're going to have the center probably go in for a low block. And a lot of times, the lesser weight centers will just drop down to the ground, hope to trip up the defender as they come around.
So
Bigger set centers is going to just come up and drive back as best as I can. So it really just depends. Then of course on the run and shoot you have you have typically a 2 tight end set versus a 1 tight end set, so it's a little bit different there.
So
Yeah.
if you were a run and shoot coach, that transitions into my next question, segues into my next question. I'm going to ask you to think like a coach here, Wolf. Okay, this is your run and shoot offense. How do you implement the tight end?
Wolfenberger.
If I'm the coach and I'm implementing the run and gun for my offensive coordinator, I would probably have one blocking emphasis tight end, and I'll have one more of an athletic set tight end. That way they can shoot down the field if they need to.
Yep.
So I'd kind of have a balanced set.
Like an eagle.
So do you run a lot of ace formations, or do you mostly want to take snaps out of the pistol and the shotgun mostly?
More of a flat type of gameplay where you're gonna have the tight end go down about 10 yards, then cut to the sideline.
Do you utilize even though you have a 3 wide receiver, 1 tight end set? Do you utilize the tight end like wide receiver option routes with the run and shoot, but just have it like tight end option routes?
Well, I mean, for the run and shoot, the triple option actually winds up a little bit better than the regular option. So,
do you run it out of what formation do you normally run that out of? Would you go in the pistol with that one, or what would you run that out of?
I mean, you can do it in multiple aspects there, Brett. I mean, you can even do the flex if you absolutely wanted to. Hey, we all do it, Jeff.
Yeah, I know. One of the things I like doing, if I were to run my own run and shoot offense, I'd utilize the wide receiver options, but my baseline would be an element of the spread, and that would be using the jet motion on a lot of plays. You know.
Me, I'm more of a running back kind of guy. I want to use my backs. Watch my lineman block.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So do you run a lot under center, or would you rather have your quarterback back in the shotgun? Jeff?
I like to do them under center because if you put them like in shotgun and they get the ball, those defenders could end up in the backfield so fast you won't be ready for it.
I'll tell you, the absolute best formation for the run and shoot is the I formation, the classic
the
I.
The I rocks.
Like an I would probably do an I slot,
because then you already got your athletic set tight end by putting him in the fullback position. Then you have your 1 tight end out to the outside. You're set.
Mm-hmm. You could actually run a triple option out of that set. So
true.
Anyway,
or you could be like the 1940 Chicago Bears, run that old Coach Clark Shaughnessy T formation. Boy, they whooped Washington's butt with that one.
Yeah.
You still see elements of the power T these days, though, in some colleges and all that. You don't see it much in the NFL, though. So
the Lombardi power sweep.
I mean,
seal here and run this play in the alley.
So as you know, I know Wolfie knows this. I don't think Jeff knows this as much as I do, but Wolfie knows this more.
Yes.
All know I'm a huge fan of the Wildcat,
Meow.
the Wildcat formation. Of course,
Meow.
that's derived from the old single wing offense from like 100 or so years ago.
Right.
So, of course, Jeff, you know what you've heard about the single wing, right?
Yep. And I've heard of all these crazy trick plays like the Statue of Liberty.
Oh yeah,
I've seen that done.
oh yeah.
The best time I've ever seen that play be done was in that Boise State Oklahoma game back.
Oh yeah, the Fiesta Bowl. Yep, I saw that
Yeah.
highlight.
Consider that one of the greatest college football upsets, if I remember correctly.
That's right, Sir Brett.
Because that was when Boise State was a small school, but they were really ranking up the ranks, and then they put
And a
themselves on the
quarterback
map.
named Sabransky.
Yep.
Oh yeah, they
Oh,
ran that
perfect.
ace bunch spread formation, and they where they spread them out, but they had that bunch set off to the wide right, and then they ran the Statue of Liberty out of that one.
I wonder what they'll run at the new Waterloo United.
I don't know what kind of. I thought it's our new high school though, but we actually have a new. But speaking of here in Iowa, we up here in the northern Iowa area, we actually have a new head coach. Our longtime coach retired last year, and so we have a new coach. His name is Todd Sepsis.
Yep.
But I don't
He's-
know what style of offense he brings to the table. But
Well, he's already got one season under his belt already.
Mm.
And he came from Drake.
yeah.
So yeah.
But one other example, I've seen this on the internet when it came to the Statue of Liberty, is when Oregon was lined up in that split two-back offset shotgun formation. When it was, what's his name, Dennis Dixon or something was the quarterback, and so they in one of the games that they ran that split offset shotgun set, and they ran the Statue of Liberty twice, where they once handed off to the running back, and then on another play, Dixon faked it and kept it himself and ran for a touchdown.
I remember hearing an old Notre Dame broadcast with the late Bill Stern at the mic on, I think it was NBC Radio or something, and the running back name was Creighton Miller. They had a player by the name of Angelo Bertelli, who was the first Heisman Trophy winner for the Irish, and they ran that Statue of Liberty play like three times, I think, during the game. And
That was back when the Irish still
Were-
ran the Maryland Eye.
Yep,
I mean,
when they had guys like Rockney and stuff like that.
of course, when you run to the Maryland I or the I formation, you can't talk about I formation option football without talking about Nebraska.
Because there's no place truly. Yeah, there's no. Yeah, go ahead.
When I think about the Cornhuskers, I think about the wishbone.
I think about the black shirts.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that old I formation of triple option football that they used to run at Nebraska. I remember like Tommy Frazier, Lawrence Phillips, Eric Crouch. He was really good. It's like he was a very fast quarterback in the late '90s. Eric Crouch.
And in recent times, a young pup named Cade Warner, whose daddy is Kurt Warner.
So,
Welcome in, Chatty Blogger. Welcome in.
hey, Chatty Blogger. So
Hello, friends of Eric, Ted, and Brett. How you doing?
So I pose a conundrum question to you, Wolf. So I watched a video earlier today on YouTube. I forgot the name of the channel, but it was about what dream or supposed speculative if certain teams were to realign and go to certain conferences. Now, as you know, one of the almost underrated teams we watched last year was UNLV, correct?
Right.
So what do you think? This is just pure speculation, okay? Nothing's made official, just so you know. This is all speculation. But now with the Pac-12 picking up smaller teams, do you think if they were offered, do you think it would make sense for the UNLV to go to the Pac-12?
No, and here's why. I think they belong in the Big 12.
Why do you think
Bingo.
Why do you think UNLV is better in the Big 12 for being a small school?
Yeah. Let Iowa State play them.
Because if you're going to include teams like Colorado,
Yep.
in a respected rivalry aspect, you would
Yep.
add a mountain team to add that flair, but
Yep.
and then plus the aspect of it being in Las Vegas, you're going to add a ton of TV revenue.
Yep. Because of that beautiful stadium they play at.
Are you saying you want to come up and join us, Chatty Blogger? Is that what you're saying?
I see no reason why not.
I mean, if you have anything to contribute to this, Chatty Blogger, we'd love to have you up here.
I mean, if you want to talk about football, you're more than welcome.
Yeah,
Be our guest.
I think the link is. I think the link is already in the chat. I think.
I think so, yeah.
But we don't mind. The more the merrier. I mean, sounding like I know Ted's here, even though he's eating right now, but I know he's listening. I know I thought D-Man was supposed to be here tonight, but I guess he's not coming. So, but it's okay.
9 times out of 10, he probably dozed off.
Yeah. So anyway, so I was watching some other stuff about certain things, and now one of the big ones that I thought was kind of interesting was talking about out of the ACC. This is speculative of what ifs, and I want to get your all take on this one. Virginia to the Big Ten.
No way.
I'm sorry, Brett. No.
No.
All right, I know you guys got to have a logical reason. Let's hear Wolfie's reason.
Go for it.
Why do you think Virginia to the Big Ten will not work?
Well, first of all, Virginia is a more typical Southern style ran team. Your Northern style teams run a base set offense that's different to the Southern, just by the aspect of the playbook itself, typically because of the line. Down south, you typically have the bigger set linemen. Up north, you have more of the athletic base linemen that just doesn't mesh well. If you were to put Virginia into a different conference, the only one that would make sense would be the SEC, but they don't belong there either.
That's right.
Okay, there's 4 of us up here, but it says there's 5 people, so I think we got somebody in the basement.
Well, I saw somebody. Yeah, there he is. I can see him now.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Standing by. Oh.
Hey.
Hello, welcome
there we
in.
go. Hey.
What's going on?
Hey, well, thank you so much, Wolfie, and Brett and Jeff, thank you. And Teddy, thank you for allowing me
You're
to
welcome.
come up.
So we're just talking about speculative football teams realignment into fantasy conferences and all that jazz. So maybe you might have some input yourself. So
Yeah, well, I'm interested in the Big 12 because when they merged and it brought my school ASU, the Sun Devils into it, U of A and the others, and I don't know that they expanded them into a bigger conference, but I was happy they expanded them into a bigger conference, but at the same time I was like, I was questioning it, so kind of weird.
So one of the big
Are you guys hearing me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. I know your video's kind of lagging, but If we don't mind it if it's turned off or
Yeah.
not. So, but as long as we can hear your audio, you're fine.
Sometimes bandwidth can be a real pain in the butt.
Oh, okay.
So, Mikey, right?
Yeah.
So let's get so
Yes.
so speaking of the Big 12, one of the big speculative things I saw in the video today, I know Jeff and Wolfie are probably
Yeah.
going to laugh at this one.
Go
But
for it.
speaking of the Big 12, there was one speculative thing that might be crazy. I
What?
think it's stupid, but I want to know what Jeff and Wolfie think, and then we'll get Mikey's opinion here.
Yep.
And that's BYU to the Big 10.
Absolutely not. I mean, good grief. I mean,
Let's
Provo,
hear-
Utah. Are you kidding me?
Let's hear
No
what Jeff
way.
has to say. Let's hear what Jeff has to say.
Yeah. I mean,
All right, Jeff.
Lavelle Edwards Stadium. That holds only 60,000 for goodness sakes. And it's Brigham Young. I mean, I don't think we've never had a school of that kind of faith in any in the Big Ten at all. And of course, we used to play them like in the Holiday Bowl back in the '90s, and we tied them once. And Lavelle Edwards was their coach, and they had a quarterback named Ty Detmer. That's all I know. But I think BYU is okay where they're at right now, and they should stay there. Enough said.
Wolfie, do you agree? Do you concur with Jeff, or do you disagree?
I mean, BYU is where if they want to be in a big conference, they're where they need to be. However, if you were to put them in any other conference, the only other one that makes sense besides where they were, which was the Mountain West, would be to put them in the Pac-12.
Agreed. Pac-12.
But this
Yeah,
is
and
just all
Pac-12.
speculation, though. Okay,
Yeah.
so Mikey, what do you think? Do you concur with these guys about that? About BYU staying in the Big 12?
I agree that BYU, because of the size of the stadium, and I'm only saying this because we're assuming that BYU is not going to make any more recent renovations to Lavelle Edwards Stadium. So with that in
Exactly.
mind, right? So unless they decide they're going to expand the seating, I would imagine probably the Pac-12 would probably be the only responsible place to put them. I think they might be better off if they played in the conference. I believe right now that's where Grand Canyon plays, and now
Oh, yeah.
because they're in an established school, along with NAU with Northern Arizona, I put BYU in that conference because NAU has at least accommodations. Their Lumberjack Stadium can accommodate up to 70,000 people. And
No kidding?
Like
Wow.
I said, a few minor adjustments that BYU could make to their capacity, they could fit that conference perfectly like a glove.
Well,
Mikey
does.
Idaho and Idaho State and all that. Yeah. So.
Well, Mikey, you do have a point there. I mean, BYU has one of the smaller stadiums in Division I. They don't really belong in the Division I criteria stadium-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Now they do
Correct,
have
yeah.
they do have Division I talent
Yes.
most of the time, but not all
Yeah.
the time.
True.
If I can give my opinion, I can sum the reason why I think that's a stupid idea for BYU to go to the Big Ten. I can sum it up with two words: holy war.
Right on.
The rivalry with Utah.
That's why we leave it in the Big
You guys
12.
overlooked that?
Yeah, you mean with the Big 12? Yeah, that would
Yeah, the Big 12, they
that
got the
Utah
holy war.
BYU rivalry. Well, and don't forget Utah State would be involved in a big way of that.
Oh yeah,
too,
the Utah State Aggies with at Merlin
And you
Olsen
can't
Field
forget
and
those
whatnot.
Aggies. Yep, the Utes, the Aggies.
Did you?
Yeah.
Speaking of the holy war between BYU and Utah, did you guys see how close that game was last season?
It was a
I
shock to me.
I mean, that thing was tighter than a tick's butt.
Noted.
Noted.
I just checked that Lavelle Edwards Yeah, I just checked in my college football magazine here. I had it here a little bit ago. That what's the capacity for BYU? I'm looking that up right now.
So
While he's looking that up,
Oh yeah,
I do want.
it's 62,073 for Lavelle Edwards Stadium.
Yeah. 62,000. Yeah.
Right,
Yep.
right.
Go
what
for
are
it,
we going
guys.
to transition to, Wolf?
62,000, yeah.
Now, we were talking about the ACC. Now, this is actually something that has been in the talks, and that is as to whether the ACC can stand with the SEC and the Big Ten on the becoming a super conference. And there's a lot of talk that the ACC might not be able to make it, and they might have to join in with the Big 12. And some of the ACC schools may be opting to
Oh,
leave
boy.
and go to greener
Yeah.
pastures.
One of the
And so, there are 4 schools currently in the talks for the SEC.
Okay.
And this is going to be an open topic. We're going to talk about this for a moment. That's Clemson, Miami, Florida State, and Duke.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Those are
Wow.
4 powerhouses in the ACC right there. I
Oof.
mean, I
Especially the Florida Seminoles, Florida State.
Yep.
Yeah.
so yeah, let's bring in our Florida expert here.
Mr.
Ted,
Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, and what I did, guys, I ate the pizza because they put garlic sauce all over that pizza.
Can't even hear him.
And once I ate that garlic,
So
once I
Ted,
ate that garlic sauce, you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, once I ate that garlic sauce, guys, I jumped on the pizza and I put the ribs back in the fridge.
Hear what you
But I'm all
say.
done. And all I did was pick up my phone and click me, but I'm done. I'm laying in bed now, so I'll be
Ted,
reliable. You guys know I don't jump up and down on this shit, so.
all right. So Ted, we have a conundrum question for you.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you've been listening.
I've been listening.
So there's been talks in the ACC, and this is what Wolf has been saying about 4 teams because of what they're saying about the ACC trying to hang with the power conferences like the Big Ten and them, and they're saying with the way it's looking, it may not hang much longer, and about teams may be joining.
Yeah.
So and one of them was Miami. So you being the Miami expert, I mean, where do you think if that happens, if Miami is in talks to leave the ACC, do you think they go to Big 12, Big 10, or where do you see them going? Or SEC, where do you see them going?
Well, part of me says they're going to go to the Big 10. That's where I think. The Big 10, but maybe the Big 12. Because they want to be in a baseball, in a baseball place. And SEC is just too loaded. They won't go to the SEC. But I definitely see them going either Big 10 or Big 12. And because I think they
actually
want to
kinda
face
like
Ohio State. Yeah.
Yeah, Teddy, you know what? You make a good point. I think it would behoove them probably to consider more of like the Big 12, because you've got, like I said, in the Big 12, you'll have you'll have ASU probably, their baseball team has always played Miami, and some of the other, Pepperdine, some of those other schools, in the college baseball realm. I would say it would be beneficial. I think it'd be more beneficial, and I think you make a good point about the Big 12 taking on Miami. I think that's
I recommend they stay at the ACC because if somebody else jumps, then that's fine. But if they're going to leave, I think the Big 12 is the only thing that makes sense because the Big 10, they're always going to have to face Ohio State.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
No,
So
it makes more sense.
I don't know.
Well, you see, Ted. Ted. The thing is that they're talking that the ACC may crumble in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It happens.
Well, then they'll go for the Big 12 probably, and they probably will. Or another conference will magically pop up.
So, Ted, I pose another conundrum question to you.
We're not thinking about the SEC also. So
SEC is way too stacked, man. They need a bunch of teams to leave the SEC. You got too many good teams in one conference there. It's knocking out people that should be in the playoffs are getting knocked out because of being in such a competitive division.
Well, I mean, right now, those four teams I mentioned, Miami, Florida State, Clemson, and Duke, are all in the talks of going to the SEC right now.
So
Yeah, that would be stupid for Miami to do that. Stupid.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Because right now that SEC is loaded, man. You got basically you got like 6 caliber teams every year for the playoffs in that
Yep.
SEC. It would be suicide for these teams to join that division, that conference.
That's a very good point, Ted. So the big $64,000 question is,
It'd give me more fun with stats.
Since you know, I'm asking you Florida sports in common because that's what your knowledge of. Besides Miami, where do you see Florida State going?
Big 12 too.
yeah.
You think that would protect the rivalry between Miami and Florida State then?
Yeah, nobody wants to play Ohio State. So nobody wants to play Ohio State. Nobody wants to play Oregon. So go to Big 12. Go ahead, Wolfie.
They would be smarter to go to the Big 12 if they want to be competitive.
Yep.
But in the aspect of going to where their rivalries are,
Yep.
Clemson's rivalry is South Carolina, SEC.
Yep.
Florida's rivalry is Florida State and Miami, SEC.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Duke has a rivalry with South Carolina,
Yep.
SEC. So I mean,
don't forget that Duke has always had a rivalry with North Carolina too.
Yeah, it's not too big of a rivalry though. It's not that
That's
big.
basketball, man.
Yeah, I mean not football wise, but
Oh,
See,
yeah.
Miami wants to get competitive because they always had a good championship team usually for baseball. They're always in the College World Series, but they also have got this new guy that wants to be competitive with the basketball program. So Miami's going to kind of stay in places where there's good basketball schools too.
So let me pose a conundrum, rhetorical question to the panel. How much do you guys think
And
that
we
this
do not hear
actually
Brett.
does end up becoming? Let's just say, for the sake of debate, this ends up becoming confirmed. How much do you guys think that the nil money would play a factor in it? Let's go around the horn. I want to start with Jeff. What do you think, Jeff? Do you think the nil money has a factor in it? Oh, he muted his mic. All right, let's go to Mikey. What do you think, Mikey? Do you think the nil money might have a factor to do in this?
you mean without money?
No, with the nil money. If say like, I'm just asking a rhetorical question. Say that this for the sake of debate, let's just say that these 4 teams all jump ship to the SEC. Do you think that the nil money might have a factor in that decision?
Yes, I definitely think it would. I think it has to have some kind of impact. Absolutely.
Yeah, the nil money has to. See, these are kids. They're teenagers. And when you start throwing these big, when you throw these big numbers at them, see, they're infatuated with money right now. So, of course, the nil money is going to probably mean the most to them, actually. Unless they got real smart parents.
But plus most of these kids, don't forget, Teddy, also come from low-income families. Most of them have a scholarship, but in order to maintain that scholarship and maybe be enticed with dollars to help their family and not just to help to help hit themselves but also their families and to get through school, that has to be a big factor. That has to be intimidating.
Well, you see that
Do you concur, Wolfie, or do you agree with this one?
But they want spending money. They want car money. They just want to screw around. They do. So that nil money means a lot.
Well, you see, Ted, that's the biggest reason why the SEC would be a prime spot, because 35 to 45% of the team's NIL money comes straight from the conference itself.
Yeah.
So the SEC is putting money into the teams putting out the NIL. So obviously teams from the ACC or wherever they're moving from are going to want to come to the conference that's going to give them more money to bring in the players.
So
okay.
I want to pose this question to the chat, whoever is in the chat. Do you guys agree with what the panel is saying? Do you guys think that the NIL money, the nil money, is a factor? Say, for the sake of debate, that this is confirmed that the teams move to from the ACC to the SEC. to you, the chat, the question is, do you guys agree with the panel that the nil money has a factor? Let us know in the chat below because we want to hear your answers. So, Jeff, we didn't get your opinion on the start because I know you've been listening, but what do you think? Do you think, say, for example, that the stuff is that it's confirmed for the sake of debate that they move? Let's assume they move to the SEC. Do you agree, Jeff, that the nil money has a factor to do in it? Hello, Earth to Jeff.
Hey,
I don't
Jeff.
think
Yeah.
I was asking you a question, Jeff. I was saying because of the let's just say for the sake of debate that
Hey, what's up?
ACC teams that we talked about move to the SEC. Do you honestly agree with the rest of the panel that you think the nil money might have a factor in it? Can you hear me?
I think he is. Are you hearing us okay, Jeff?
I'm hearing you. I cannot hear Brett one bit.
My question, Mikey.
Okay, so with the NIL money, which they're offering as an incentive for the teams to move, Jeff, do you think that's a good idea to include that kind of money as the incentive? Do you think it'll be a big enough factor?
To move them
rhetorically
from the
speaking?
ACC to the SEC.
Yeah,
Probably will.
yeah. Yeah, that's
I'll
what
mute my
both
mic.
Eddie and I said, and Tech Sky there in the chat also says yes. Yeah, he says it'll be a big factor. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, these kids want money, man. I mean, they want to be wine and dine. They want to buy cars. They want as much money as they can get.
Yes.
Well, I mean, like AC/DC song, "Listen to the Money Talk." I mean, that's
Yeah.
all. That's all it is.
Good
now.
reference, Wolf. Good
Money
reference.
talks,
Good
man.
reference. Good reference, bro. Good reference.
Yeah, most of these guys are 17 years old, 18 maybe. Okay, so like money
19,
means everything to them.
19 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, money means everything to these guys.
Yeah.
Especially $100,000. Like these kids never seen that kind of money. And a lot of these people come from poorer families. They're not
Yeah.
really rich.
And from rough
No,
neighborhoods
they
too,
like
possibly.
Yeah.
I said, most of the students, some of the best players I have found out over the years, especially when I was in college, come from lower to middle income families. And
That's
when
right.
when they see this much, when they see that much money that's available to them, oh yeah, they're going to take full advantage. They're going to want to get around campus. So let's try to find a cheap enough car that I can get around campus. Then if I want to have my own, apartment or someplace to stay rather than
Mhm.
stay warm, they're going to try to get an apartment they can rent per month.
Yep.
And
That's right.
and
Yep.
what they'll do if they're smart enough, to spend the money they have, to maybe put some away in the bank, maybe allow it to gather interest, get some money from it. Yeah, some of them would almost likely do that, but others would probably just want to spend it as much as possible. And thank you, Caitlin. Even Caitlin Blake says yes. So yes, it's going to be a huge factor in determining what the schools are going to do when they make their transfer from one conference to the other. It
So,
always does.
so now that leaves the
Correct
other
my
big
go.
question. So that leaves the other big question. As I was saying, what team goes where? So Ted says that he thinks Miami and Florida State go
Here
speculative.
we are at
as well.
10:03 p.m.
Where
Central
do you
Time,
guys?
11:03
Okay,
p.m. on the
Ted,
East
and
Coast.
what conference do you think legitimately do you see Duke going if that happens? Where do you guys see that going?
Now, Duke is the team that I think should actually go to the Big 12. I think if they were to go
Mhm.
there, they would be more successful. Teams like Miami and Florida State already have good, substantial NIL and stuff like that, so they might be more successful if they go to the SEC. But, I mean, I think the better question at this point, though, Brett and Jeff, Ted, Mikey,
Yeah.
is if the ACC falls, which teams, all the teams in the ACC, where do they go?
Let me look up the ACC conference.
I think a new conference will pop up. I do. They'll just create a brand new conference. I think.
Okay.
You think you think they'll
Florida
create a
Claimers
brand new
Conference,
conference from the? Yeah. You think they might create a brand new conference from the remnants
I do.
of the ACC
I do.
and the Big Ten?
You know,
So-
one school that I'm looking at the names of the
Gulf Conference.
ACC teams right now.
Yeah.
If there's one school that I think we kind of overlooked or underlooked,
Besides,
because
and Duke's
they
got one
kind
of
of
the
have-
like small
because-
stadiums in the conference. It holds
oh
over
yeah, Jeff can't hear me.
35,000 people.
So.
So,
But I was gonna say though, if any team that I think you know, and this is what I think.
masses.
If there's any teams from the ACC that I think would go where, I would say legitimately, I could see Louisville and SMU going to the Big 12.
Yeah, what I see happening is
I see of,
Here are the
of
teams they have
both,
listed.
of both the Louisville Cardinals and Southern Methodist. I think it's more than likely that SMU would go first because they're in Texas. It's Southern. They've got all of the other schools down there that could face them, like the Longhorns, like the. I think it's better. Only because, like I said, because of geographically, it would make more sense for SMU to go there before Louisville. Louisville being in Kentucky seems like it would be more situated, being more with the Carolinas and with, and Virginia and all of those other schools. I think that's probably where they belong. As I said, if it's SMU, I think the Mustangs. I think they should go to. I think they should go first. That would be my opinion.
So two other teams I'm looking at here, guys, that you may not. I want your opinion. Is Stanford and Georgia Tech. Where do you see them going?
Okay, so
we just lost.
can y'all hear me?
Everybody, yeah, because I start talking, but I don't know who can hear who. You know.
Okay, Jeff just dropped. I wonder if he couldn't hear us a lot. So
Yeah, we just lost Jeff there for a minute.
let me repeat the question, guys.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Wolf.
I was going to repeat the question real quick. So,
Yeah.
so I'm looking at the list of all the ACC teams. So two teams that kind of catch my eye here are Georgia Tech and Stanford. Now, if the ACC does collapse, where do you think they would be a legitimate fit? Stanford and Georgia Tech.
Well, Brett, let me say this, Wolfie. See if you agree with me. Okay, everybody knows the SEC is kind of like the new super conference. Like every team on there is pretty damn good. And what I think is, the Big Ten wants to be top dog. So what I would do is I would get the ACC people, I'd get the Pac-12 people, because that Pac-12 is about to fall apart, and pluck a few from the Pac-12 and make like a super conference with the Big Ten and add Miami and Clemson and Florida State and a bunch of the other ACC and a bunch of the Pac-12 teams, wherever ones are left. But that's what I would do if I was the Big Ten. And then that way you would basically crush the SEC or put them back in their place. But that's what I see them trying to do, is to make like a power conference out of the Big Ten, even though that's what the Big 12 should actually try to do. But I think the Big Ten would be the one that would be able to pull it off, because they've got Oregon and they've got Indiana now and they've got Ohio State. You've got all them in Iowa. You got all them teams. Michigan. I mean, you've got such an appeal to blow that conference up and double the size. That's what I think they might do, is try to double the Big Ten. Just call it the Big 20, maybe. I don't know.
I can concur. I can kind of concur with Ted a little bit, but here's what I think: if there are any SEC teams that you might look at that maybe might go Big Ten, you got to look at the West Coast teams of Stanford and California, because
but aren't Stanford and California already still a part of the Big 12? Right?
Well, they suck now, but remember, they used to be powerhouses, and they're going to be good again. And USC, you can't forget about USC either. But you got USC, UCLA. You got UCLA, USC, and Stanford. They all used to be power players. And don't forget about Washington, the Huskies. Okay, they're tough too. And Arizona State can rise to the occasion as well. And don't forget about Iowa State. Oh, but Iowa State's already in the Big Big
I
Ten.
gotta tell you
Oh, thank
something
you.
about. Yeah, I
Iowa
gotta tell you
State's in the Big
something about my school, ASU.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I think that they're going to be going through a rebuilding year these next 2 seasons, and I only say that because their main quarterback Sam Levitt has already graduated when he played last year,
I
and
think
so-
And he transferred. Yeah, what didn't he transfer? Where'd he go to? He went to who'd he go to? Was it LSU?
Did he go to LSU? I don't remember him moving there.
Sam Leavitt? Yeah. Miami
Sam
tried to get him. He said he didn't want Miami. He said, I don't want to go down there with a bunch of thugs. He said,
I know Scatterboo was the big star a year or so ago, and he went to the NFL, played for the New York Giants.
what
And
is
then he got
trust?
I know his dad Leo. I know his dad Leo Scatterboo, and
Yeah, LSU.
Yeah, and Leo says he's happy where he is at New York, playing for the Giants, but that's a whole NFL thing, so I don't want to get us thrown off track. But I look at ASU this year. I mean, I look at him every year, but I look at the season this year, and I'm just thinking it's rebuilding. I don't see ASU being a powerhouse they used to be until they start recruiting more from, and I know this is getting back to Kurt Warner, I think that if they recruit more from within Arizona, some of the good players they've got, you know what? They should even pick up, some of these players that they lost, unfortunately, to the indoor football league that they should have got, and put them into college. But see, the whole thing is that college is getting more and more expensive. So big schools like that are finding it harder and harder to recruit from within their own state, from within California or Washington State or Arizona or even Utah or Colorado, any of that. So, yeah, I mean, that, like I said, for me, I see that's maybe one reason why Pac-12 could start to crumble because of the lack of finding your in-state recruits that you have to recruit from outside, and that seems to create some of that problem. That's my opinion on that.
So here are the remaining teams in the ACC where we haven't talked about where we see go where, and that's NC State, Boston College, and Wake Forest and Pitt.
Okay, so so I'm going to go down the list here, and I'm going to tell you where I think they should go. If the ACC was to fall out, Boston College should go to the Big Ten.
Okay.
I agree.
That would make sense.
Wolfie, they'll get their ass whooped.
That's okay. We don't mind.
There's the short.
I mean, they could go to the AAC, but that would be a downgrade for them.
Yes.
I think Wake Forest would probably go to. I honestly think they would get downgraded. I think they would go to the AAC. SMU. And Cal, I think they would go to the Big 12. Stanford would go back to the Pac-12. They need to just go back there. They don't belong down south. They just don't.
No, not at all. That's a big misnomer if you put the Cardinal there. Yeah.
USC and Washington need to get out of the Big 10 and go to the Big 12. And UCLA needs to get their butt back into the Pac-12.
Yep.
I agree.
Oh, that would make Iowa happy, believe me.
Oh, yeah, it sure would.
Now, as far as NC State, North Carolina,
and where South Carolina is. I think they should stick with, because at the end of the year, don't you like the rivalry that you have between North Carolina State and against the Tar Heels? I like the even though it's not a big huge rivalry football game, I still think that it would be better for NC State to be where North Carolina is. And maybe you could even put Duke there, like I said, but Duke's not a big, huge, football powerhouse.
I honestly think NC and NC State would wind up in the Big 12.
That'd be better. Yeah.
Anybody
Burger Conference.
anybody that is going to the SEC, I mean, now this is just saying if we're going to these so-called super conferences that they're talking about, the SEC you would pick up. This is honestly where I think they would go. They're going to go to the SEC rivalries. They'll go Miami, Florida State. They're going to go. They're going to pick up Clemson, Georgia Tech, and Duke.
Oof.
So where do you see
Wolf,
Virginia
where
and
did
Syracuse?
you say? Hey, Wolf, where did you say you wanted them to move the Mustangs, SMU? Where did you want to move them to?
Big 12.
Big 12?
Yeah, they're not ready for SEC or anything like that. They've been playing above their grade actually with the ACC.
Plus,
And honestly, I would put Louisville, the Cardinals, in the Big 10 with Maryland. I think that would be a good fit for Louisville.
I can see that. Yeah,
Sarah.
I can see doing that. Sure.
so Mikey and Wolfie and them. Here's why I see SMU to the Big 12 as a really good move. Not only is it good because of their proximity, but don't forget their rivalry with TCU.
And Baylor.
Texas Christian, yes.
Yeah, SMU, I don't know. They're just not a big school. Their Big 12 would be the most they'd fit in. They're already over a little bit over their head in ACC.
So
They've been kind of lucky, I think.
So Wolfie, the question is for the remaining teams, Pitt and Syracuse, where would you put them?
I would put.
I'm sorry, I would downgrade them. I'd put them in the American Athletic.
I
Yeah,
would put
Pitt's
there.
Pitt's kind of like right there, but yeah, Syracuse I would definitely downgrade them. But yeah, I don't know. But that Pitt team, man, they pull some big upsets.
Yeah, I would stick both. I'd stick the Orange deal.
Now, to be perfectly honest, if I was Boston College, it would be a downgrade to go to the AAC. But if they really wanted to use their brain and be smart and build their team back up, I would go to the MAC conference.
That would be awesome. You're right. They could actually win that damn thing.
This might be might be the stupidest thing I probably said all night. This might make the short reel, but I think this is my speculation. Because of the fact of their in-state rivalry with Penn State, Pitt to the Big Ten might not be a bad idea. I don't know what you guys think,
Sure,
but Pitt,
I can see. Well,
Pitt
and
might not
I
be a
can
bad
see
idea.
Syracuse. Yeah, and I think I can also see Syracuse doing Big Ten as well. I definitely can see that.
In a basketball aspect, I could see them going Big Ten. Football, no, I do not.
Football, maybe the more AAC, maybe.
But
It's
now,
crap.
here is another concept that this might bring into another conversation that will take another little bit here. Let's say that the teams that are going to opt out and move to a different conference from the ACC, and the ACC conference tries to save their asses. Who do they bring into the conference to save their asses? That's the question.
That's a really good question.
But the ACC, you're saying who do you need to bring in? Because you're right. I think they need to bring in 2 new teams.
Yeah.
I would like to see them. Okay, I know this is going to sound kind of corny. This might sound stupid, but one team I would try to aim for is South Carolina.
I don't think they would leave, though. I don't think they would
there
leave.
ain't no way. There's no way South Carolina will leave the SEC. They're not going to do it. I would see I would see Vanderbilt trying to leave. I would see Kentucky trying to leave. But I don't see South Carolina.
I would think Vanderbilt would make more sense.
Now, here are some teams I think if for some reason the 4 prime teams leave the ACC and the ACC saves themselves, I think they would try to bring in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would bring in Tulane.
That would be
Yep.
a good move.
I
Yep. Yep.
think they
Tulane's
would.
good. Tulane's
they would-
good.
I think they might even try to bring in Marshall.
Yeah.
And
We are
I
Marshall.
think
You're right. Those are
Just
good choices,
maybe.
Wolfie.
they'll
Yeah, those
try
are great
for.
choices.
I got
I
one-
actually think, no,
Texas.
I actually think that Marshall. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I think that Marshall has a better chance of making it because they're ready. That their team is established. They have created some upsets in the past. I think that they are strong enough to survive if the ACC wants to pick up 2 teams. I think they would do great by Marshall
You know,
and
this,
Tulane.
you know, this is might be a
And
dumb
then
idea.
I think the icing on the cake, if the ACC wants to kind of reestablish itself,
Yeah.
Yes.
bring
Yes.
in a lower tier SEC team that wants to move out of the SEC, like Vanderbilt or Kentucky. I think if
Right.
that happens, I think it might restabilize itself.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
I
Talk
don't
about
know.
Tulane and
Marshall.
all that. You know what college I think we might have overlooked that would do probably be that if they were to try to save their ass to the ACC, and that would be going out to one of the other smaller conferences and picking up a college like James Madison or something.
Yeah, yeah, that's not bad. But here's what the two. I agree with everything Wolfie said. The only 2 that I think that I would also try to get. Don't forget about University of South Florida. They whooped some people's ass last year, and don't forget about University. Don't forget about the University of Central Florida either. Those 2 would be 2 more good additions for the ACC. I think.
Yep.
I think
But
you're
yet,
right,
look at that
Teddy. At least
USF rivalry,
USF.
too.
Yeah, USF would be good for sure.
Yeah, especially the Bulls, the South Florida Bulls, definitely.
Yeah, people have been
Oh,
writing off
yes.
the Bulls
Play
the
at the
last couple
pirate
of years,
ship.
though, but they've been known to pull
Actually,
some really
you
good
know,
upsets.
Teddy, I think that South Florida is actually stronger. Now, I don't doubt your word because I saw the way that UCF and USF play, but I think that USF is more ready than UCF is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think USF is ready.
I mean,
yeah, they are
UCF,
totally ready.
UCF really hasn't been the same since Scott Frost left.
But yeah, remember they
still
beat
have the
Florida
bounce house,
Gators.
though.
Yeah, they beat the Gators, and who else did they beat last year? Remember, they beat 2 or 3 good teams. They were ranked in the top 10, I think. Remember that?
Yep.
Didn't they also beat Florida State?
I think so. Or was something like that. Remember, Wolf? It was
I think
they
so.
beat 2 or
I
3
think
good
they did.
teams. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did beat
Good work.
both the Gators and the
Back in
Seminoles.
2025, who did the University of South Florida Bulls beat in football?
I think they did.
Oh,
I'm-
Boise State. Remember, Boise State's a good team.
Boise State, yes.
Oh, North Texas. Remember?
Yeah, North
Okay.
Texas.
Yeah, I think North Texas may wind up going to the Pac-12.
Yeah, and then Boise State. Yeah, Boise State's another good team you could add to a conference. Another,
Boise State just moved to the Pac-12, so
Yep.
Yeah, I probably won't leave.
Yeah, the Broncos, right? Yeah, so they did. Yes.
Yeah, the one with the blue field. You know, they always paint the field blue. Yeah.
I don't know. Have you ever seen that field up close?
I think
Yeah, when you come off the field, you look like you made love to a Smurf.
There you go.
there's
you go.
the highlight right
You
there.
made the Smurfette because it looks like a huge Smurfette.
Yeah, you'll go off the field and you're singing la 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 la.
La, 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 la,
There's
la.
your highlight short right there.
Oh my God!
There's your highlight short right there.
Yeah.
That, if we had a screen
You're
title,
you're
that'd be
half
the screen
expecting
title tonight.
Papa
Yeah, that was
Smurf.
awesome.
You're half expecting Papa Smurf to place himself behind the center and be the quarterback.
Oh, I'd love to see that.
Oh,
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it-
that would be
it-
insane. That would be great,
Now-
though, man.
Now, this is totally off subject here, but you have heard that I think it's either Oklahoma State or one of the teams that are orange. They're going to bring in orange turf. So,
Uh-oh.
Now, wait,
so-
where
so-
are the Sooners? I got to ask you a question, Brett. Are the Oklahoma Sooners? Are they staying in their own conference, or are they
They went
playing?
they went to SEC a couple of years
yeah,
ago.
yeah. They've kind of solidified themselves in the SEC. Same thing as Texas. As long as they
yeah,
stay
because
good,
there's
they're
that rivalry,
solid.
right?
Yeah, the Red River
Yeah, but
rivalry.
that's that Texas Oklahoma. Yeah, it's that Texas Oklahoma
Down at the
rivalry.
Cotton Bowl in Dallas.
Plus, you have to look at the establishment. One team you gotta realize that they're starting to get, because they were really good last year. And you gotta look.
Yeah.
Speaking of SEC, I know you're thinking of the powerhouses like Alabama, LSU, and them. But one team I think you might want to look at again this year is Texas A&M.
Oh, Texas A&M.
I said this before, and I want to say it again. Texas A&M is going to have a down year this year because they lost a lot of talent this year.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I have to agree with you. Like I said, as much as I hate to admit that my, Sun Devils are going to go through a rebuilding, I can definitely see it from the Texas A&M team too.
You know, one team I think we need. Speaking of the Big 12, I think Mikey would concur with this one. One team I think we might want to watch in the Big 12 again this year is Texas Tech.
The Red Raiders, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, I think they might surprise some people. Yeah, Texas Tech might surprise some people this year.
Here's the problem with that though. Who's their quarterback? They don't have one because they were banking on Sorsby, and Sorsby screwed up. So Texas Tech don't have a quarterback.
You're right. They're going to have some growing pains for the first 3 or 4 games for sure, even if they get a new guy.
But
Yeah,
then,
and even if Texas Tech has a good defense, which they usually have had in the last 3-4 years, which I definitely believe in. I doubt unless they can get an established quarterback, and I mean someone who's definitely got to be a scholarship, quarterback, somebody that comes up through the ranks.
Well, I mean, they have a walk-on senior, and then they have 2 freshman quarterbacks. They don't have
that walk on your senior might do it though, Wolfie. He's got experience.
Yeah. If he's a senior and he's got the
he's
experience,
a walk on though. Think about it though.
I know, but
I've seen. But Brett, but when we're talking about 2 freshman quarterbacks and a walk-on senior, I give the walk-on senior the edge because, first of all, the experience. Second of all, because you're asking these freshman quarterbacks to be thrown to the wolves, and I don't think they're ready for that yet. That's
Jeff's
just
not.
the thing.
I know Jeff sometimes can't hear me, but if he does now, he's probably not going to like what I have to say. But I think if there's going to be one college football team who I think is probably going to be the laughing stock this year of the Big 12, I hate to say it, but it's going to be Iowa State.
I couldn't agree more, Brett. And speaking of which, their game against Iowa sold out.
Yeah, because they have that coach from Washington State, and they
Yeah,
brought
who's-
half of some of the talent.
He's about to
over
get a
from
rude
Washington.
awakening to this rivalry.
Oh,
so
you
I'm
mean-
excited.
You mean the Cyclones actually hired the coach from the Cougars? Oh man,
Yep.
that's not a good thing. Oh,
Nope.
geez.
Because Matt Campbell went to Happy Valley.
Yeah, Iowa
And he took-
State
and he took
fans
Rocco
were
back.
pissed when Matt
They actually
Campbell left.
24 guys from their team actually transferred to Happy Valley. Did you know that?
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like
I gotta say, how about an early score? I gotta say 56-0 Iowa over Iowa State.
Amen. Silent Trophies will come to Iowa City.
You know, Mike, if you start participating in these more, we also have the football pick'em shows. You would do really good.
Oh, yeah.
thanks. Yeah. When
Yeah.
Now, when does that start? When does college
Eric,
football season officially start? for you?
It's the last week of August.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you bring me up on the show, I could give you some picks, guys. I can
Yep,
give
the
you
old
some
pick'em show.
Sure.
Yeah, we just pick who we
Yeah.
think's going to win, and by the spread too. So
Nice.
I think you would enjoy it. We do pros and we do
I like
college. But don't worry,
Yeah,
we don't do
definitely.
any nose picking though. It's just college games and football games.
What's going on, Coasty?
Coasty.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
like I said, it's just straight up picks, man. But we have a good time because we just see how we all did. The following week.
we don't really play for prizes or anything, Mikey. We just play. I guess we get some of the stuff. We just play this for
They have
shit.
bragging rights, I guess you could say a little bit.
Anyway, I'm really enjoying this conversation about this open debate about with the stuff with the ACC and we moves what, and then we talk about like what colleges and everything. I really, really enjoy this because it gets the ball rolling. We have something to talk about. We're just not sitting here with dead air for 30 minutes, if you know what I mean.
Sarah.
So, but I'm going to say though, but they're saying, but I know we're speaking of the Big Ten country. One of the big games that we're already hyping up here, and Jeff will agree with me, is the Iowa versus Ohio State game this year.
oh, that's gonna suck. Ohio State's gonna run roughshod right over us.
Don't forget, Jeff.
I wouldn't be so sure about that, Jeff.
It's Ryan Day, guys.
Yeah, he is good.
Yeah, he's
Jeff.
tough.
Remember the last time
Yep.
Iowa State came into Kinnick? We upset them, remember?
Yeah, Iowa wore those really ugly looking jerseys that day.
Well, I've been looking at the Miami schedule, guys, and I'm going to call it right now. I
Go
think
for
there's
it.
a really good chance that Miami might lose at Clemson. And the reason why is like a trap game, and then because Florida State is the week after them, and they got to go to Death Valley, which is a hard place to win at. I think Miami might slip up and lose that game to Clemson at Clemson because
Yeah,
Florida State's after it. It's just I call it a trap game. I think they could lose
True.
that game. I think
Yeah.
that is the most likely game that they're going to lose besides Notre Dame.
Mikey,
That's
you're an
okay.
Arizona State fan, right?
I'm an Arizona State.
Yep,
Sun
Arizona
Devils
State
fan.
Sun Devils, man.
I went there. Yeah, I went there. So I'm an alum.
So what do you think on if you look up at Arizona State schedule this year? What games of note do you see important this year for Arizona State? I mean, do you see them making a run of the Big 12 championship this year, or what do you think?
In the Big 12? Actually, no, as I said, here, if you give me a moment, let me pull up their current schedule because
Yeah,
got
Sun
it.
Devils, they've got to win against the Wildcats. That's the big rival, and that's that's always their nemesis, man. Arizona, the Wildcats. They got to beat them.
So this would be
That is their toughest game they always have.
Oh, they're playing Kansas in London.
Yeah, they're playing in the UK. Yeah, I know.
That'll be exciting.
Oh, that's going to be a tough one. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
I see two critical.
Arizona
Yeah, let me take a look at the schedule.
Mikey, I'm
I'm
looking
pulling
at
it up right now. Sun Devils.
Okay.
I'm looking at the 2026 schedule.
Yeah, I'm
Right.
just looking
Yeah.
at it right now.
They got a ball buster. They got to beat Texas A&M on the second week.
Yeah,
That's going to be a tough, and it's at Texas A&M too.
I see them losing 3 critical
Okay,
games.
yeah.
Here. I see them losing
Okay,
at Kyle
so-
Field, Texas A&M. And
Yeah,
then,
then they got to play Texas Tech. They're going to lose that too.
and then I see them losing at BYU.
Yeah, they might lose that BYU as well, and then Arizona game.
Well, let's hear what he's got to say. Go
Well-
Yeah, they're going to lose 4 games probably.
Okay, so I'm looking at the
Maybe
currently
5.
that they are their current schedule for the season. All right,
1,
so their non-conference opener is against Morgan State. They'll destroy them.
2,
I think they're going to have a tough game. Here's what I'm thinking. I think they're going to narrowly beat Texas A&M. But then against
Oh,
Kansas.
upset.
Yeah, an upset.
Yeah, that'd be an
But
upset.
I think Kansas having to travel to Wembley Stadium there, where it says here in London, England, is a neutral site against them. I think that long distance trip is going to tire them out. Considering
Yep. Jet
the
lag.
mix of people I'm seeing here, like quarterback Jake Fett, I'm reading the names here, Cutter Bowley, Chance Rucker, Imarian Winston, that got rid of a lot of the previous starters, including Sam Levitt. I think, like I said, they'll beat Morgan State. They will upset Texas A&M at Texas A&M on the 12th. They will lose to Kansas in London, England. I see them beating Baylor. I see Hawaii actually upsetting them.
Yeah,
Kansas-
Hawaii's got a tough team. They've been good for a while.
Yeah, Hawaii's very tough. Kansas State, I can see they'll beat. Colorado usually gives us a lot of trouble. I think that the Colorado Buffaloes are going to beat them. Now, if they go into, I also think if they go into Oklahoma State, I'm calling ASU beating the Cowboys in that one. I'm asking for them to win that one.
Yeah, I think 5
On
losses.
that one.
I think they
Yeah,
have 5
the tough
losses.
ones the tough ones they're talking about are Texas Tech, BYU, and UCF. I see them beating Texas Tech, but I don't see them beating BYU or UCF. And if they're and when they play Arizona at the end of the year, no, I hate to say it, but U of A, the Wildcats are going to beat them. They're still too strong. So,
But do you see? But based on your speculation, do you see ASU getting a bowl game this year, though?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, they'll win enough to get the bowl game, but
probably. Let me just look at the schedule again. Okay, so let's see. I'm just
I see best case scenario 8 wins, and worst case scenario 6 wins.
3-1. Yeah.
Who are we talking about?
4-2.
Arizona State.
4-3.
Oh,
5-3. 1 out of 2 or 1 out of 3 there. So 6-5. I think if they beat, here's how I call it. If they beat the interstate rival U of A Wildcats on the 28th, they will go to a bowl game. If they lose, they'll be out of a bowl game. But I see them finishing either
so you're
7
thinking
and 5 or 6 and 6.
6 and 6 is what I'm thinking.
No, I think if they get 7 wins, I think if they go 6 and 6, they don't go to a bowl game. But if they go 7 and 5 or above, they will make it to a bowl game.
Well, Mikey, I'm going to tell you something because usually a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of times there's not enough teams that have winning records to go into the bowl games.
right.
So if you have 6 wins, 9 times out of 10,
You're going to make it.
be in a bowl.
Yeah, you're going to. Yep.
But-
So, yeah, they'll win 6 games, I think.
Say they will. Yeah, like I said, I still say they will. If, like I said, but it's again, it's going to all come down to the rivalry game there against
The
U of A.
Territorial Cup, yeah.
And then of course you got idiots like Notre Dame that opt out of bowl games, and then you have a 5
Oh,
and
thank you.
17 come in and
Yeah.
But
Damn fighting Irish.
Notre Dame.
Mikey,
Thank you, Ted.
I'm looking at the schedule. What you said about Oklahoma State, in the words of Lee Corso, I'm going to have to give you a not so fast on that one.
Not so fast on that one.
I
Brad's
think
got
Oklahoma
Corso-sitis
State
in
is
his
gonna
blood.
upset Arizona State. I just see that.
Yeah, but I get this feeling that for
But if
some
Oklahoma
reason I
State
get
is
this
shitty again
feeling
this
that when
year, though.
ASU goes, because they're going to Oklahoma State, right? So I have this feeling that Oklahoma State may not be prepared, or they're going to overlook ASU at this game at that
True.
juncture. That's why I'm
Okay,
predicting a close victory by ASU in that game. But it could go the other way. It definitely could. So
okay. Now if we're talking about
But for now,
Oklahoma,
because I'm
if we're talking Oklahoma State, we got to consider that they got a whole new team. They're 1-11. Their 11 loss football season is not going to look that way this year. They brought in basically
Right.
the entire North Texas football team that went almost undefeated.
Yeah, I
They
know.
did.
I
You're
know.
right.
I know.
Wolfie, I think the two teams that were shit last year that you guys got to watch out for is going to be University of Kentucky and what Wolfie just said, that team right there, Oklahoma State.
That's
Uh,
why.
Yeah.
That's why I said, Mikey. That's why I said about the Oklahoma State Arizona State game. That's why I said not so fast, because I think Oklahoma State's going to have the talent to upset Arizona State on their homecoming game.
They have the I'm sure they'll have the talent, but I think this is going to be a period in the season where I think Arizona State's going to steal a victory, because they, for whatever reason, I think Oklahoma State might have a decent record going in, and they think that ASU is going to be easy because the game's at home, and they may overlook them. That's why I'm saying that I think ASU may be able to pull off a victory there.
Plus, it is a homecoming and senior night, senior day, so that would give ASU the motivation. Say Oklahoma State would be ranked. I'm just saying that's a game we might overlook as a critical game, though, too, because
Sure, absolutely.
And I'm going to go ahead and go out here and say that there are 3 sleepers in the Big 12 this year that nobody's going to expect.
Mhm.
That's Oklahoma State,
Yep.
Baylor, and Colorado.
Okay.
Yeah, Colorado's going to get better, I think.
I'd say of those 3, Brett, Colorado is the one that scares me the most.
yeah. But I think this year this is going to be,
With
speaking of
Deion
Colorado, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This year for Colorado, this decides if Deion stays or if his ass gets fired.
I can pretty much safely say that Deion's safe. I don't see them going no less than 8 wins this year.
Right.
I mean, they don't.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
with Deion Sanders. Well, this is
quarterback anymore either. So.
yeah, this is definitely Coach Deion Sanders' year. This has to be his year, or he is gone by the end of the season. If this team doesn't get into a bowl game at least, or if they manage to get into a college football playoff game, he's gone. He knows this.
And
he's got to get him into a bowl game at least. Yeah.
And let's remember this, guys. Last year, Deion Sanders was fighting cancer. He ain't fighting cancer no more. He's
right.
completely
He's in
healthy
remission,
right
y'all.
now.
So he'll be at full strength this
Right.
year. So
Yeah, right.
So I could see where you're coming from, Mikey, about saying why Colorado could be a scary team this year. You know
think
what?
so.
I'm going to take that one step further. I'm going to make a prediction. I'm going to say Colorado goes to the Big 12 championship game this year.
They're going to win the whole championship conference, you think?
I think they're going to go to the championship game. I don't see them winning it though.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I'm going to say if I think the two teams, I think if any team, one team we shouldn't sleep on again this year is TCU. So,
Right.
I mean, because let's just say that Texas Tech falls off this year. You got to look at
Well,
TCU.
I think they will. Yeah, I think they will.
I mean, but also you have to look at Kansas State too. Some people underrate them this year though too. And like Wolfie says, Baylor's one of the teams you also got to be on the lookout for this year too. So
Yeah, you got DJ Lagway at quarterback there at Baylor, and
that Baylor spread offense is not one you want to deal with though.
No.
I mean that spread offense is since the days of Robert Griffin III though. So
Now, I was just kind of reading what Space Coast Scratcher says. He says if Deion Sanders gets fired, then he goes to coach the Cleveland Browns.
Wouldn't that be a reunion?
Would that be messed up?
But you know the one thing that failed last year with Colorado, and this is why I think it is. It's not going to be the same this year.
Oh, Steve. I know I saw Coasty. It was 8-0-0 or some shit.
Because the fact of the matter, those previous years, you had Deion's kid at quarterback, and then you had his other kid, I think, at wide receiver or whatever, and that put too much pressure. They were focusing more on Dion's kids than they were the rest of the team, and therefore too much expectations on that, and that caused them to fail. This year, they're not going to have that sort of problem. So I think, then plus I think Colorado's probably going to have a much better offense this year too. I mean, what do
See,
you
and
guys?
I, and going back to ASU for a moment, I believe in Kenny Dillingham, and by what by what I've read just now about the recruits and the people that are coming in to play for the team, I know that Kenny Dillingham will get those guys fired up. He'll get them ready. He always does. You've seen over the years how many, over the past few seasons, you've seen how they've been able to get up for games, even once they're supposed to lose and they got up for those games. That's why I said that I do look at them as being a bit of a rebuilding, but I also do see that if they can pull it off, I'm still looking at they can pull off 7 wins at least. I can see that. If they can get 1 or 2 upsets of other teams, they could easily have a 9-3 record and be up there in the mention for CFB. For a playoff, but I don't think so. I just think they'll make it a bowl game, but that's about it.
I agree with you, Mikey, because I think, here's the way I see it, because it's kind of a rebuilding year and stuff like that, and all kinds of problems over at Texas Tech. If Texas Tech don't get their crap together, I could see Arizona State pulling off a big upset there.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm thinking ASU could win that game easily. But I don't see them beating Kansas in London, England. I don't see that. I don't know why. And I would like them to win, that neutral site game, but I don't see it.
The last time, though, that Kansas played in England, though, they lost.
Yeah, that's true. Yes.
So what's not to say lightning will strike twice?
I hope so. That would be great for ASU because if they can beat Kansas, they'll be 3-0. They'll be 3-0 going into their next matchup, which would be a home game against Baylor. So
speaking of underrated teams, I want to jump conferences real quick, guys, and I want to talk about the Big Ten a little bit, if you guys don't mind, because one team that has slowly started to get better, and you should not, and I've been not underestimating them, and that's Minnesota.
The Golden Gophers.
Yeah,
Golden
Gophers. Yeah.
The Golden Gophers have been slowly starting to get better. I mean, I've watched a couple of their games last year, and they've kept it up with some pretty decent teams. I mean, they run a multiple style offense. Where it's like they mix up their formations all the time, and you don't know which one they're going to line up in. They're not they're not West Coast pro style. They're more multiple style. So you just never know what they're going to line up in. But one of their big things that they have, one of their big strengths they've been working on, and I saw this last year, their shotgun inside zone run game. So, but they have some decent receivers. But I'm saying but one of their big things that happened to them last year was their shotgun inside zone run game. I said inside zone run game, not inside zone read, just so you guys know. But I'm saying that for some reason last year, when they ran run plays out of the shotgun, primarily the basic inside zone run play, Minnesota has been starting to get better. So I think there might be one team that maybe slept on this year in the Big Ten. I'm just thinking keep your eye on Minnesota this year. But one team that I think might be...
I've got another one that you're overlooking too. I've heard some good rumblings from Michigan State, the Spartans.
What have you heard?
Yeah, they're overdue to get good too. Yeah.
Yeah, they are overdue. Yes, and I have to say, you're always going to have Big Blue with the Wolverines, but when it comes to Michigan State and the Spartans, I think they've been overlooked for too long. I think they're going to cause some damage this year in the Big Ten. I can see it. I don't know how I feel it that way, but I do see that Spartans have a bigger chance of creating some collision there in the Big Ten. And
Yeah,
so
I'm waiting for
that-
Purdue and Wisconsin too. Purdue and Wisconsin are
Yes.
overdue to get
and
some good teams
Wisconsin,
too.
Yes. Right, the Boilermakers. That was the other one I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
One school in the Big Ten that was really good early in the year before they fell off, but I think they'll be one to watch this year, and that's Illinois.
Illinois.
Oh yeah, they've been
okay.
good. They've been good. They were ranked last year.
Speaking of
Yeah.
Illinois, they just got a big new fat ass video board there at the stadium.
Oh,
That sucker is big.
really?
Oh, first I've ever
Is it
heard
like
you
a
use
big
the word
huge scoreboard? Nice.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Just
Jeff normally
yeah,
doesn't
just-
cut, but that's
just
the first time I
type
heard him.
up new Illinois Memorial Stadium scoreboard and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Oh, man.
Talking about
I think I saw it on
new,
Facebook.
talking about new. Check out Northwestern's new football stadium. That
Ryan
thing's
Field,
nuts.
oh,
Yeah,
man, that is
Northwestern's damn
gorgeous.
good. They're ready to get good too.
That's another team you shouldn't
Northwestern.
sleep. Thank you, Ted. Thank you. I was going to say that's another Big Ten team you shouldn't sleep on this year.
Yeah, it's Northwestern.
Northwestern, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
The one I got in the back of my head, though, me and Wolfie were talking about it last year because these guys got a bunch of transfers and a bunch of recruits, and it's going to be Kentucky.
Mhm, Kentucky. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm going to be watching them close, boy. I'm going to watch Kentucky close.
Yep.
Kentucky may be an underrated SEC team. One team I'm going to see, though, I think, the thing is, though, with the Big Ten this year, because even though they're talking in the early preseason and the rankings we talked about a few weeks ago, Jeff, I know they're talking about Indiana being like, what, number 9, number 10 in the preseason rankings?
Yep.
But I just don't see Indiana going back-to-back this year. I think
No way.
Ohio
No,
State
brother.
first this year. What do you
There's
guys
no way they will.
Nope, they won't.
I still see Ohio State coming out of that
Yeah.
Big Ten conference.
All college
Mendoza
football
was a
magazines-
special quarterback. Yeah, Mendoza was really special.
Yeah,
He was.
Mike. Yeah, Mikey. All college football magazines are pretty much predicting Ohio State to win the
I
Natty
got
this
them.
year.
I got them running away with it this year.
Yep.
But like you said, there are a few of those sleeper teams like Northwestern, like Minnesota, like Michigan State. You don't want to overlook them, and Kentucky. So yeah,
Well, you were
Yeah.
thinking,
Speaking of
So-
Michigan State, they're punters from Iowa. Did you know that? Reese
Oh, really?
Dakin.
nice.
Yeah, and they got a new coach by the name of Pat Fitzgerald. Did you know that?
Pat Fitzgerald. Wow.
Yeah, the Pat Fitzgerald.
So
He's
Former
a
linebacker at Northwestern.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
so because of Pat Fitzgerald philosophy, we're probably going to see Michigan State get away from that old pro-style offense to see them going spread this year. So,
Maybe they'll invent some of your philosophies, Brett.
spreading the field and all that.
Speaking of punters and kickers, we've been really, you notice something right about ASU. You notice my teams have always had inconsistency at the punting and the kicking duties.
Yeah.
I hope they find a consistent guy this year that can nail field goals, like with consistency, without just missing a few here, making a few there, missing a few there, making a few there. You know what I mean?
What Arizona State needs is a good kicker from the UFL. That's what they
going to cause
need.
a lot of area.
They need
Well,
that, or that,
Their-
or like
their
that
kick-
Cam Little guy for Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of that with the
Oh,
kicking,
yeah.
a lot of that with the kicking there, Mikey, has a lot to do with the special teams
Yeah.
coach. If you don't
Yep.
have a good kicking coach that can instruct well, any youngster coming in that's a freshman, there's going to be a lot of
Yeah.
development that needs to be done. You need somebody that's good at coaching in order to critique
Oh,
the
I
kicker.
totally- Right, I totally agree with you when it comes to the when it comes to special teams, and that's really sad because if you feel like you have a dependable offense and you have a really good special defense, and I've always said that ASU teams have always had special defense, they always have, and that's because of the defensive coaches, the people that are. So
Hey guys,
good at what
look
they
who's
do.
joined the party.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Everything out east.
Everything's going, man. Working, sleep, working, sleep.
Okay.
We're talking good football stuff, man. What do you guys think about A.J. Brown going to the Patriots? That's my first question.
We've been talking college ball.
Oh wow.
We've been talking college ball all night, Angel.
Yeah, we've been talking college ball there, Papa Swear.
Yeah, we haven't hit the pros at all.
Yeah, we
Okay.
hadn't. We've been on almost 2 hours. We hadn't even got off the subject of college football realignment and
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my question: are they actually gonna do what they said they're gonna do and take the 16 best teams for the finals? Are they actually gonna do that, or are they gonna play favorites again this year?
Yeah, it's hard to say, boy, because they just make up their mind. I mean, they just change their mind.
I mean, they did change up the rule book a bit over the off season, but I don't know how that's actually going to look as it comes into the postseason this year. I really don't.
I wonder if they're going to look at. I wonder if they're going to look at power of schedule and the amount of and the records of the teams that they're going to be playing. You know, not just my team, but other teams, and I wonder if that's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, they keep wanting to let those two last spots go to those shit dog teams, the damn dogs.
No. What I mean is like, okay, let's say that 4 teams make it like 16-1. Okay, that's just out of the blue. Which 4 of those teams are going to be playing in the first week? Because only 2 teams will get a bye.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Hang on, there has been some rule changes. Let me pull that up real quick.
Yeah, don't the top 4 get a bye now? I thought the top 4 got a bye.
No, there's some criteria that they look at. Let me pull it up here.
I know one of the things they look at, Brett, is strength of schedule, right?
That is
Okay,
true, yeah.
okay. So here is what it is. You got head-to-head dominance. Direct outcomes between tied teams are given to the heaviest weight. Scheduling equity, teams playing an alternate number of games are neither penalized nor unfair rewarded. That was kind of implemented last year. Let's see here. So here's the way the bracket works. Here's the tier breakers. So the first thing is conference win prestige. That's the top tier, and then the second tier is head-to-head results, and then the third bracket is the analytics for team success. And then if there is anything below that is a NCAA draw, meaning that the NCAA commissioners make the pick.
So that's some bullshit, because you know they're gonna pick Georgia to get a bye, even if Georgia is one of those fucking 16-1 teams. You know Georgia's gonna get the pick.
Hey,
So
Sarah,
that's
hey,
bullshit.
Michelle.
Yeah, they favor
I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to say it. It's true.
I was looking at something here, going back to what we were talking about teams this year, before Angel came on. Hey Jeff, I was looking at the Hawkeye schedule this week.
Yep.
I was looking at the Hawkeye schedule. I realized we have 3 critical games in a row with ranked teams. If we can upset 2 out of the 3 ranked teams, we should have a chance of getting a bowl game this year. So for those of you who don't know, the critical games that we have that are 3 in a row is Saturday, September 26th, we're at Michigan, and they're ranked 14th. Then, of course, October 3rd, we're at home against number 1 Ohio State. And then Friday, October 9th, is at Washington Huskies, and they're ranked 17th. I'm saying if Iowa can pick off 2 out of those 3, we should be in good position to run the table the rest of the year.
I'm gonna tell you my 2 picks on that is Michigan in Washington. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
because they're
Ohio
14 and
State.
7.
No way.
Ohio State, that'll be a pull on a deer's asshole if they could pull that off. Okay, straight up and
Well, and the last time Ohio State came to Iowa City, they got blown out and upset really bad.
Yeah.
Papa Smurf.
So
Papa
things, there are a couple of things with Tennessee that I'm starting to kind of like as we're heading into the fall camp.
Yeah.
Faison Brandon, the freshman quarterback,
Yeah.
he has put on 30 pounds of pure muscle
Holy cow.
over the summer.
Wow.
He's a quarterback, and he's out there looking like freaking Alvin Kamara or
Yeah.
a freaking halfback. I mean, he looks like a beast out there.
Good.
That's
Now,
what Sam Levitt was a big burly man when he played for ASU, their quarterback, and that guy could run and he could bounce off tackles. He's a big, powerful QB, so I don't doubt that this guy in Tennessee could be built a similar way. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he when he was recruited, he was I think 6'4" and like 165 pounds. Now he is 6'5", 220 pounds in pure muscle.
Woo!
That's real good. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, that's
There's
he
a
can
good
easily.
quarterback right there.
Yeah. That's a whoop, whoop, whoop right there.
I'm about to say one thing, though. PED, that's all I'm saying. There has to be a lot of PED somewhere up in there.
Anyway,
I'm just saying, y'all know what PED stands for, right?
yeah, but we're not going to say it.
The thing is they inspect that shit. They're Angel College football. They don't get away with it.
No, but see, I say PED because now there's a simple fact of this matter behind that. Because listen, I can tell you too. They're not. When I was in the military, they're not PED, but they were considered contraband because I was 195 solid, and that was rich fuel and creatine. Okay, you put those two together, you'll build muscle mass. Oh, and amino acid. You put those three together, you can build muscle mass quicker than flies on shit, dude. And they sell them at GNC.
No kidding.
But the thing is that any of those things, they're not going to
Right.
They're not going to sell you in a drug system. Yeah, but when I was in the military, those were considered contraband. I got an Article 15 for having those in my locker.
All right.
Uh-oh.
But anyways, guys, there's another name that y'all gotta watch out for this year, and it is a halfback by the name of Deshaun Bishop. He has put on another 25 pounds of muscle, and he has dropped his speed from a 4.6 40 down to a 4.15 40 as a halfback, guys.
Holy
Yowza.
that's fast.
Oh man, Knoxville's gonna be dancing this year.
That's a big drop. Yeah, that's good.
But regardless,
Those
that's still
damn fingers
fat.
in the dust.
That's
Where does,
Wolfie.
where does Deshaun Bishop play?
He's at Tennessee, guys. Tennessee Volunteers.
Oh, he is. He's.
You know what?
Then you gotta.
I'm gonna call it now. I'm gonna say Tennessee is gonna be one of the teams you gotta watch in the SEC this year.
We'll be excited to hear Eric's game cast this year.
I'm putting them in the sneak good category right now.
Good.
Are you putting
Mark
him like in the
Fletcher,
dark?
the number one running back from
Wolfie,
Miami,
are you putting-
Mark Fletcher.
Yeah.
I'm excited to hear all your game casts this year,
Wolfie's
guys.
Putting, yeah.
I'm going to say it like this. Yo. I'm going to say it like this, Wolfie. When it comes football time, be prepared for Angel to be the one with the shockers out the asshole this year because, yo, there's going to be a lot of shockers this year. And you know I was calling them last year, too. And everybody was like, no way, you're fucking crazy, blah, blah, blah. You know, I caught quite a few of them last year, and y'all was like, nah, that ain't going to happen. And they did.
Yep.
And I was shocked myself. Don't. That's all I'm saying. Don't.
Now, Angel, don't go be saying that you're the one that got all the crazy ones, because I got a few crazy ones right myself.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
There's even been ones
I
where
think
I even
Angel,
called it.
Angel.
Where I've
I
called
asked this.
Go ahead, Monkey.
That on
I was
one of
gonna
the
say,
games, I think I was crazy.
Yeah,
and
no, I
called
was
it
gonna
right.
say, Angel. I asked this before. Angel, I asked this before.
Oh,
Of all
right
the
next
teams,
to the front.
of all the teams this year, if you're looking at records, would you say that you would need, especially in the bigger conferences like the Big 10, Big 12, ACC, SEC, would you say you would need at least 7 or more victories to qualify, at least for a bowl game? Maybe possibly, if you get 9 or 10 victories, you're going to be in the CFP playoffs.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely, because I'm going to tell you guys, the God's truth is this. There's going to be teams with 10 or 11 or 12 wins. If they go back and do the restructure like they said they were going to do, and only 10 teams get in, there's going to be teams with 10, 11 wins that ain't going to get into the playoffs.
Well, I'm going to go out here and say it right now before the football season even gets here. There's going to be at least one team this year in the college football playoff that's going to have a 9-3 record.
Yep.
Okay.
At least one. Yeah, at least one.
It might be
And who's going to be,
16.
Wolfie, who's going to be your 9-3 team?
I want to go out on a gamble and say it's going to be Kentucky.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm thinking Kentucky.
Okay, well,
You know what?
Yeah, or
I'll tell you
Alabama.
what. I'm making Michigan my 9-3 team.
It might be Tennessee. It might be Kentucky or Tennessee.
I'm gonna pick one. I'm gonna pick one out of the lamb's ass. LSU.
LSU's going period. LSU's going period. They brought in so many transfer players. It's not even funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're gonna make it.
I'm gonna go out of the SEC. I'm gonna say it's the 9-3 team this year. You guys think I'm gonna be crazy, but I'm gonna say Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oh, so you think,
They're gonna be good, yeah.
think the Sooners can go 9-3? That is possible. I do see that possibly. Yeah, but like I said, for
I
me,
think
it's
Tennessee's
Michigan.
got a real good chance,
I
though.
know for sure Michigan's going to go 9-3. Yeah. They have too many good players.
Yeah, they're already close. What?
Honestly,
Wow.
I'll be honest here. Like I said, Tennessee is going to be sneaky good. I could see them going 10-2 and making it to
Wow.
the SEC championship game.
You know,
Wow,
that would definitely Wolf. I could see that too. I think I was looking at the NC. I was looking at Tennessee's schedule earlier, and you know, with all the talent, like you said, that they have, and how they're playing their stuff this year. I'm looking at their schedule right now. I think, you know.
By the way, guys, is Harbaugh still coaching?
Yeah, I got me quite intrigued right now. Hold on.
Yeah,
Y'all got me quite intrigued. I'm gonna go with a Northeastern team. Okay. I'm gonna go with a Northeastern team on this 9-3 thing. Northeastern team, all right? Has anybody looked at UConn?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm looking at Tennessee's schedule right now.
You think Connecticut can go 9-3?
Here's the problem with that, though, D-Man. UConn.
What the fuck did you call me?
That's Angel, buddy.
Angel.
Angel.
Okay,
Oops.
much better. Thank you.
Yeah, Tennessee's got four really tough games.
right there.
Tennessee's got
So
four tough
what would
games.
be
So
the
we'll see.
problem?
They got that LSU
Yeah,
game.
so,
They got
sorry,
Alabama.
what would be the problem with the
Got
Huskies?
South Carolina. That's gonna be tough.
Here's the problem with UConn, Angel, is that they are a independent school, so they're going to have to at least have a 10-win season to make it.
That sounds accurate. Yeah.
If they were in a conference like Big Ten or ACC, yeah, I could see them having a 9-win season and making it, but they have to have 10 wins if they're independent or in a lesser conference.
I would say that of the independents, I'd say if UConn has to have a 10-game season, and Notre Dame would probably have to have a 10-game win season.
So I'm looking at the UConn football schedule, and from what I'm seeing, I don't think there's no way they go 9-3 this year. I mean, I'm already seeing a couple of big losses already here. One of them is the November 14th game against James Madison, and then I see the November 7th game against North Carolina. Those are both going to be losses right there. And then I see the October 3rd game against Syracuse. That's going to be a loss right there. But also, I'm kind of.
Oh yeah,
they'll
lose to Syracuse.
I think they're going to go 8-4 because I think their first loss is going to be September 12th against Maryland. So
That's nice, Brett.
So
Thank
the
you.
Terrapins, you think the Terrapins will beat them? You know, I might call against that one and think I think Maryland might be upset that first game.
So here's my prediction for the UConn team. First game September 5th, Lafayette Leopards win. Saturday, September 12th, Maryland Terrapins loss.
Yeah.
Saturday, September 19th at Southern
Iowa
Mississippi, win.
Loss.
Win. At Saturday, September 26th at Miami, Ohio, win.
Then they get
Saturday,
Christmas
October
presents.
3rd, Syracuse, loss. Saturday, October 10th at Temple. Temple's too good in Philadelphia. That's a win. Friday the 23rd, October 23rd, UMass Minutemen. That's a win. October 31st.
I don't know, man. That's like the rivalry right there. The UMass Minutemen. Now, you know I'm from Massachusetts. I got Boston College. I have UMass. You know, but the Minutemen and UConn, that's gonna be a nail biter right there. I can guarantee you that one.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what I overlooked. Saturday, October 31st on Halloween at Air Force Falcons. That is going to be a loss for UConn.
I disagree.
Saturday,
Okay,
November 7th against North Carolina. That's a loss.
Thank you.
Saturday, November 14th, James Madison. That's a loss. Saturday, November 21st against Old Dominion. That's a win. And then the last game, November 28th in Laramie at Wyoming. Wyoming is usually freezing up there in Wyoming, so I think that's going to be a loss. I think Wyoming gets the win. So I see them going maybe 6-6, 7-5. UConn. I don't see them really getting that far this year.
Oh, okay.
What, Wyoming's cold? Are you kidding me? Surely not. I mean,
Right here.
Yellowstone is snowing already, and it's in July. I mean,
Yep.
Hey, rapper Cornbread.
A rapper.
Yeah, well,
You know,
let's talk
How
about two coach
that?
jobs. If North Carolina doesn't make a bowl game, they'll probably fire Belichick, and if they don't get at least 8 wins, you can guarantee that Florida State coach is gone. Norvell is getting fired if he don't get 8 or 9 wins.
if he doesn't,
Yeah, Belichick don't get a bowl game, you know he's gone.
I honestly think it's college football playoff or gone at this point for Norvell.
Yep. Yeah, I think Norvell he's in the hottest seat of all the coaches in all of football, of all of college. Maybe in both, actually. Maybe in both the pros and college.
Yeah. We've been talking about the Tennessee Volunteers, but Jenna Beanie over here said, "Go Vanderbilt, they'll suck."
Noted.
Yeah, Beanie just likes to give me a hard time because he's over there near Vanderbilt country.
I like that coach they got at Tennessee. I think he's a good coach.
I like the environment of Knoxville.
Speaking of coaches on the hot seat and stuff like that, around here, because of how mediocre we've been the last few seasons, Jeff would agree, there have been some rumblings in Iowa City about wanting to fire Kirk Ferentz.
Which is the biggest load of Iowa BS I've ever heard in my life. It's like, people, shut up. Ferentz is here to stay. Kiss my black and gold feathered butt. Adios.
Yeah, these coaches got to work with the players they get. Some of these people are not getting nils. They're not getting any kind of nil budget, and it's hard to compete when you don't have a nil budget. You got to be able to buy those 4- and 5-star players. Yeah. You ain't going to win championships with 3-star players.
Jeff, I'm only going to say one thing about that, though.
Yeah.
I had that same thought process with Philip Fulmer, and guess what? He wound up being out that.
Yeah, that really sucked, didn't it?
One last thing I gotta say about my coach over at ASU, Dillingham. Dillingham's only been there for 4 seasons now, and he's got he's guaranteed 2 more years on his contract. If he doesn't beat U of A in the next 2 seasons, at least once, maybe twice, he's out at ASU. I think he's going to be gone. And I mean, it all comes down to the territorial cup. He's got to beat U of A. I mean, there's just no other way about it. It's a big rivalry. He's got to beat him, and I hope he does. I mean, it's going to be tough. Like I said, I don't know if you were listening earlier, Angel, but I was looking at my team rebuilding, but going at least 7-5, probably playing in a bowl game.
Okay.
What team is that, Mikey?
Arizona State.
What team again? Oh, okay. ASU. Yeah. Okay, good. Arizona State is one of those sleeper teams. Okay, I ain't gonna play. Arizona State's one of those sleeper teams. They're either a hit or a miss.
Yes, sir.
But sometimes they'll do one of the biggest upsets in the season, and throw everybody off.
Or Arizona will do it, or Washington will do it. Those 3 teams I watch pull massive upsets out of the clear blue.
Oh yeah. You're right about U of A. You're also right about the Huskies. Yes.
Oh yeah, one of them 3 teams winds up whooping somebody's ass in that top 5 every single year.
Jeff, I know for our Hawkeyes this year, I know we have a pretty tough schedule with 3 ranked games in a row, but I think this year, we take all the trophy games back to Iowa City this year.
Oh, yes.
I think we retain Cyhawk. I think we retain Floyd. We get the Heartland Trophy.
And the Heroes Trophy.
Yeah. I think we get all 4 trophies.
Man, you guys are dreaming, man.
Oh, thank you. We're Iowa dreaming.
I know, and you know what? I love Iowa teams because I was born in Iowa. I mean, a lot of people don't know that. I'm born in Iowa. I was born like 100 miles from where John Wayne was born.
Oh, yeah.
It was what's the name of that damn town? What was that town I told you I was born in? What's it called again? It's
was it?
Where the hell was I born? It was
Mount Pleasant.
Iowa. Where is Iowa Western College? What city is that in?
Iowa.
Pleasant. Mount Pleasant, I think. Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant. Is that a city? That's where I was born. Mount Pleasant.
Yeah, down in Henry County.
Yeah, that's where I was born. Mount Pleasant.
Awesome.
I almost forgot where I was born, man.
I think though, I'm going back. I'm going to say this, Jeff, with the ranked games that we have to face this year, with with Michigan and the other team,
Washington and Ohio State. Yeah.
I think if we can pick off one of those teams in the season this year, we should. I'm not going to say we're going to make Big Ten championship this year.
That's okay. We don't need to.
If we pick off one of the teams this year and get an upset, especially if it's at home, it will create huge ripples if we upset Ohio State this year. I don't see that actually happening. But
Field of dreams there, Brett. Field of dreams.
You know what? One day it will happen. Ohio State's going to get their ass whooped by one of them teams, like Minnesota or Iowa or Iowa State. Someday it's going to happen.
Yep.
Or Colorado.
I was saying earlier, Wolf, while you were
you know, one team I have not heard anybody talk about since I've been up here on panel.
What?
And I'm sorry to say this, yo. How about them Duke Blue Devils?
Oh, we talked about them earlier.
I already talked about them because Duke, Miami, Florida State, and Clemson, all four are talking about going to the SEC.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, really.
Yeah, I think that would be real bad for Miami to do that.
That's what
Yeah.
I started on the
definitely
conference
think it'd be bad.
realignment talk.
Yeah, I think for Miami, and what was the other team we said would be bad for that? Florida
Yeah,
State.
because you'll have to beat all those good
Miami and
teams.
Florida- Yeah, I think for Miami and Florida State, that would
Miami,
be a
Florida
mistake.
State, Clemson, and Duke.
Yeah, it'd be bad news for them to do that shit.
For
I
Miami
think
and
they would.
Florida State, both Teddy and I agree that would be a mistake for those two teams, Miami and Florida State.
Anyway,
But for Clemson and Duke, they could easily be switched. They could easily.
so Wolf, picking up the Big Ten earlier while you were out flipping your audio to get back in. I would say one team that's been really improving in the Big Ten as of the last couple seasons has been Minnesota, because
Skew my Brett.
Fleck, even though he's had a couple of mediocre seasons there, what's been really improving is the shotgun inside zone running game for Minnesota. I watched them in a few games last year. Even though they run a multiple style offense, once they get in the shotgun and they run that inside zone, they tend to pick up pretty decent yards. So besides, their play action is about average at best, but their strength of their offense is their shotgun inside zone running game. So Minnesota's been really improving on that.
Yeah.
Their defense is starting to get a little bit better too, but mostly their offense has been really starting to improve the most. So I think Minnesota might be a team in the Big Ten you might want to keep your eye on this year.
Okay.
If we're talking about Big Ten, I think a team to look out for this year is going to be Wisconsin.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah, they can't be as bad as last year, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think we said. Yeah,
Yep.
we said, Angel, that we looked at Wisconsin, we looked at Minnesota, we looked at Michigan State. That any one of those teams could easily be the dark horse team in the conference this year.
Yep.
Any of them would cause a lot of problems. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm waiting to see who's going to be the first team that beats Ohio and Georgia, though. And I'm hoping it's not Alabama. Okay?
Right.
I hope
Because
not.
I'm sick of Alabama and Georgia. I'm sick of Alabama
I agree.
and the Gators. I'm sick of let it be a different team. Yo, for God's sake, I'll say it like this. Let's put San Diego State to fucking beat Ohio, okay? Or somebody like that, or fucking Hawaii. Even Hawaii, like some oddball team that nobody expected to beat. You know what I'm saying? Because God honest truth, they need to put them in their fucking place, and they're gonna. It's gonna be one of those oddball teams.
I honestly think that Michigan's going to beat Ohio State this year. I really am picking Michigan to win that game.
Yep.
Yeah. I definitely put that.
I'm looking at the Wisconsin football schedule here.
Yep.
The first week they have a massive game at Lambeau Field against the number 4 Notre Dame
Yep.
Fighting Irish.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Go Irish.
Ooh.
So that's
Yeah. I've been up in that neck of the woods before.
Wisconsin.
now
Yeah,
normally
I
because
think
of
we
their
upset
rank,
them in this.
now normally because of their rank, you would think, oh, that's an easy win for the Fighting Irish. Not so fast. Wisconsin tends to play really tough at Lambeau Field. So.
Brett's doing the not so fast Lee Corso again. Okay.
He's
Because I went.
Mikey,
he's
Mikey. He's got corsositis in his blood.
I hate it when he says that.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
okay.
He
I
wasn't
corsosated
playing-
his brain.
But last few years, when last time that
I
ranked
got
team,
McAfee-sitis.
guys, the last team I remember in history
Yes, Brett.
when they played at Lambeau Field against Wisconsin. Remember the LSU Wisconsin game at Lambeau Field, which Wisconsin pulled the upset a number of years back.
Yeah.
What's not to
Yes.
say that Lightning can strike twice and Wisconsin can upset Notre Dame
It could
this
very
year?
well, but if you're Lee Corso, I'm Kirk Herbstreit. So I'm saying Captain Kirk's going to pick Notre Dame. I'm picking Notre Dame to beat Wisconsin. So
I'm Pat McAfee, y'all.
So I'm looking at the schedule.
Great
So-
state of
I'm Kirk, man.
So I'm looking
Okay.
at the rest of the schedule, and so one of the next critical games that Wisconsin has this year is September 26th at Penn State, which is number 15 in the nation.
Ooh, that's going to be. You know what? If on that one, I have to say, Wisconsin could beat the Nittany Lions. Depends on, but it depends on the location. Where are they playing it? Is it at home?
It is at Penn State.
Yep.
It's at
Now the
Penn
question
Penn
is,
State. They didn't reload at all. They lost Franklin. That team's gonna suck.
Yeah.
They got Matt Campbell from Iowa State, bud.
But not them.
Here's,
State will
Rocco
suck.
back. Rocco
They
back
won't win
from Iowa
those
Let
6
State.
games.
Wolfie talk.
here is exactly what I think about Penn State. Yes, they were supposed to be extremely good last year. They flopped out. They lost their coach, but they brought in another good coach in behind it with some really good transfer players in behind.
Yep.
However, I don't see it being this year. They're going to
Okay.
finish like a 8-4, 7-5 type of year. It's
Yeah,
not gonna
7
be
and
the
5.
Yeah.
I got 6 or 7 wins for Penn State.
for sure. I've got
Guys,
at least
this
7
guy
wins
got to go to sleep.
for Penn State. Yes.
Go ahead,
But I
Angel.
think,
Stop it up,
like
bro.
I
Yeah,
said,
we're going to be
like
wrapping
that
up
being
soon.
said-
guys.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Sorry, I
So
didn't
I'm
mean to
looking
keep going.
so I'm looking at the rest of the Wisconsin schedule after the Penn State game. They travel back to Camp Randall on October 3rd for their homecoming against Michigan State. Now the question is, that's kind of a unique trap game because you're
It
coming
is a
off.
trap game.
Yeah. So the one question is, and usually October is when Wisconsin starts getting good. So
Yeah, but
then-
I
then
think
they have that West Coast swing though, because they have on October 17th they go to UCLA, and then on October 24th they host the number 20 USC Trojans in Madison.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
But then of course
I
the game
think-
that I'm looking at though is the Heartland Trophy game on Halloween at Iowa City.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go.
Go
I
Hawks.
gotta go with the Spartans on that Wisconsin game. And I think what will happen is Wisconsin, even after a bitter loss to Michigan State, they will go into California and win at least one of the 2 games, either between UCLA or USC. So,
USC is in Madison, Mikey.
so they'll beat USC in Madison.
Because usually Wisconsin when they play in Madison, they're really tough to beat.
That's what I mean. I see them beating USC, but I'm still slightly favoring Michigan State to beat Wisconsin to upset them.
Yeah, but the way I see it though, but of course the last couple usually though, when they played for the Heartland Trophy, whether it's in Madison or in Iowa City, Wisconsin does tend to play Iowa very close.
Hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
Right?
No
It's
problem.
just the test of an alarm.
Okay.
Okay. By the way, I've got a very intriguing question to ask this panel. What would be the reaction of Learfield Incorporated if they heard us?
They'd be like, these guys are good. We need to hire them.
Yeah. Yeah. Wolfenbarger. Yeah, with Eric on the Volunteer Radio Network, of course.
Oh yeah.
Ted on the Hurricane Network, maybe.
Yeah.
Yep.
One game I'm looking at. I know Mikey's taking care of his alarm thing, but I'm looking at the rest of the scores here, the games here. One game that I think could be a trap game near the end of the year is at Purdue, because Ross-Ade Stadium has been known for upsets over the years, and even if Wisconsin has a pretty decent record by then, because even if they lose to Iowa, I see them winning against Rutgers and at Maryland. But I think this is going to be a trap game, the November 21st game for Purdue. Purdue and at Ross-Ade Stadium. We don't know what time it's going to be, but if it's a night game, Purdue and Ross-Ade Stadium have been known for upsets.
Okay, but here's the problem with Purdue this year.
Yeah.
They had a horrible season last year. They were supposed to be moving upwards into this year. They made a huge mistake, and they wound up letting their quarterback, their starting wide receiver, and their primary linebacker all transfer out to better prospects.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, that's bad.
It's bad news bears for them this year. I don't see them being anything successful.
But I'm looking
2 wins, probably. That's it. Maybe 3.
But I'm looking at the last game, which I said, which is the better Minnesota Golden Gophers team, and that's going to be the Paul Bunyan's Axe game on Friday the 27th in Madison. I mean, if Wisconsin can stop that shotgun inside zone run game of Minnesota, they should be able to take Paul Bunyan's Axe to Madison. But the thing is,
honestly, I think that could quietly be the game of the year in the Big Ten.
Paul Bunyan's Axe?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
I mean, honestly, talent-wise, on both teams, I could see that game going into like 2 overtimes, 3 overtimes, that type of deal.
Yeah.
But I could see, but this is gonna sound really crazy, but I could see them, losing 3 games this year. I could see them losing to Notre Dame, even though that's possible that it could be an upset. I could see them losing to Penn State, and I could see them losing to Iowa. I'm not being biased because of that, because I'm a Hawkeyes fan. I'm just saying it what I think, I could see them losing to Notre Dame.
That's the reason.
I could see them losing to Notre Dame. I could see Wisconsin losing to Penn State, and I could see them losing to Iowa. But and they could go like 8-3, or 9-3. But the hurdle there is going to be, and Wolfie's right, this is probably going to be the quietest rivalry game of the year, the Paul Bunyan's Axe game with Minnesota. If they get over the hurdle and beat Minnesota and stop that shotgun inside zone run game, then even though they probably won't make the Big Ten championship game this year, but I could see Wisconsin getting a backdoor into a bowl game this coming year. So that's just what I see. Anyway,
I don't think it's going to be a backdoor into a bowl game. I think they're going to make a bowl game. I think they could have a backdoor into being in like the top 3 or 4 in the Big Ten.
Now the question is though, But the thing is, though, but they're also wanting certain dominoes to fall too because of the rivalry games. Because here's the way I see it: if let's just say Mikey is right and Michigan upsets Ohio State, that could provide a back door for Wisconsin to get into the Big Ten championship game. If you think about it.
I mean, it's
It's
possible.
not the Big Ten, by the way. It's the Big Tender. Those tenders. Big tenders.
Yeah.
But then the other factor you
All right,
have
we'll see.
But then the
Yeah,
other big factor you have to look at this year, though, too, is how good is Oregon going to be again this year? That's
Whack.
the other factor.
Yeah, you can't. Oregon's going to be a top 3 team. I mean, look what they got. They got all the returning guys. They got that quarterback, man. Freaking awesome.
Dylan
Chris-
Royale.
They've got some.
That's good.
Yeah, they got some serious weapons.
Here's the thing, though. They're going to lose to Indiana again. They are.
Maybe.
And
And
they're going
Ohio
to lose,
State, maybe. Yeah,
and they're going to lose to Ohio State, and they're going to lose to Michigan.
maybe. I think they're going to lose at least 2, maybe. But I don't know. I can see them go undefeated.
So here's what I'm thinking. So I'm looking at the schedule here for Oregon. So here's what I'm thinking, guys. And you guys can say not so fast if you disagree with what I think. So first off, to start off their schedule, they're at home against Boise State. That's a win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday, September 12th, they go to Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State. That's a
Pardon
win.
me.
Friday, September 18th, they take on Portland State at Autzen Stadium. That's a win. Then
Whack.
on September 26th, they start their Big Ten Conference play at UCLA. I meant not at UCLA, at USC. I think that's going to be narrow, but I think that's a win for Oregon.
Yeah, it's a good game, though.
Wait a minute. You said at USC?
Yep.
It might be a good game.
I
the
could see
Colts-
Oregon
at the-
losing that one.
At the
All right.
Coliseum.
So Saturday, October 10th, they're at home against UCLA. I can see that being a win.
Quack.
Yeah, UCLA ain't going to beat them.
Saturday, October 17th, they host Nebraska. That's a win.
Quack.
Yeah.
October 24th, they go to Memorial Stadium in Champaign, Illinois, to take on Illinois. I see this being a trap game, to be honest.
I don't think so because Illinois lost Altmaier and they didn't bring in a transfer quarterback.
That's right.
I don't see it happening.
So you're going to say win for that one, Wolf?
A Wolfenberger
Yeah, Oregon
special.
will win. Yeah.
All right. Saturday, October on Halloween, they're at homecoming against Northwestern. I think that's a win for Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
Well said,
Okay.
Brett.
I think we're all in agreement on this one. Saturday, November 7th at Columbus against number 1 Ohio State. That is a loss.
Yes.
A butt whooping.
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Saturday, November 14th at home against number 14 Michigan.
Loss.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. You never know with Michigan.
What are you saying, Wolf?
Loss for Oregon.
Not
Yep.
so fast. I'm going to say it's a win for Oregon. I think this is going to be a critical win.
Hail to the victors, Brett.
If there is one thing I've learned about Oregon, when they lose a critical game like at Ohio State, the next week they come back with a vengeance. I think they play angry after the loss to Ohio State and beat the tar out of Michigan.
Okay, but you said it was also
You
in
mean
Ann
Donald
Arbor,
Ducks on
correct?
caffeine?
Nope, it's in
What?
Eugene.
Okay, so they're going back home, but they just traveled to almost where Michigan was, so they're going to
Yep.
be tired.
Mhm.
Yes, Brett. Jet lag. Remember that. I've had it.
But then here's the trap game. I think this is a trap game right here. Friday, November 20th at Michigan State in East Lansing. That's a trap game right there.
No, that's an ass
No.
whooping right there. That's an ass
That's an
whooping.
ass whooping. Michigan
Yep.
State is trash.
They really
They
are.
are.
And then November 28th, they close out the year with their rivalry game against number 17 Washington at Autzen Stadium in Oregon.
Yeah, don't
I
ever
don't know
count
about
Washington
that
out,
one.
man. Washington could pull an upset, man. Don't ever count Washington out.
Yeah, I don't know
Getcha.
about that one.
Yeah, that's a toss up there, boy.
Here's the way I see it. This is why I think this, from what we're predicting here, this is why I think this game's critical. If Oregon manages to beat Washington in Autzen Stadium, they could pretty much have a decent record to go to the Big Ten championship game and face Ohio State again.
Hopefully not.
Because I'm going to see, based on the record right now, I think it's going to be Ohio State and Oregon in the Big Ten championship game.
Probably. It could easily be Indiana and Ohio State.
Yep.
Let me see Indiana's
Could be.
schedule this year to see who they play.
Now let's keep in mind, Indiana. Not only do they have Mendoza's brother, but they
No,
also
no,
got.
no,
no, he transferred.
Sam-
No, he left.
He actually
Mendoza's
transferred.
brother left. Yeah, he left.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
they did get Sam Leavitt though.
No, Sam Leavitt's at LSU.
Are you
Yeah.
sure?
Yeah.
Trust me. He
Okay,
is.
but they got a quarterback though. I know they did.
Yeah. I just don't remember who it was.
Okay.
It was TCU's quarterback Hoover.
Oh, what was his
Yeah,
name?
that's it. Hoover. Yeah, Hoover.
So I'm looking at the Indiana schedule. So here's what I think. Saturday, September 5th, they're at home. The first 4 games are at home, including their Big Ten opener. First home game is September 5th against North Texas. Now, I know North Texas was good last year, but
They
I
lost
think
all their players. That's going to be a ass whooping.
that's going to be an easy win for Indiana. Then September 12th, they host Howard Bison.
Ass whooping.
Yep.
Easily.
Then September 19th, they host the Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. That's a big win.
Ass whooping.
Yep.
Then Friday, September 25th, they open Big Ten play at home against Northwestern.
Ass
That-
whooping.
Yep.
I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be close.
I disagree.
Saturday, October 3rd, they will be at Rutgers.
Oh,
That
boy.
will be that will be their first closer game, but it's still going to be a confident victory.
All right. On October 10th, they're at Lincoln, Nebraska to take on Nebraska.
Another victory.
Yep.
All right. Now, this one, I think this could be a shifter.
Yes, Brett.
At October 17th, at Memorial Stadium in Bloomington against number 1 Ohio State.
Crap game.
Yep.
Yep. I think, I mean, if they have the talent, I'm going to say for that week, you guys think I'm crazy, but I know we're not in the Pick'em show stuff yet, but if I had to, I would say this week for that week for Ohio State, I would put them on upset alert.
Well, you see, here's why I say trap game. They're in cruise control. They're beating ass everywhere, and then all of a sudden they come up to this game, and then they're like, "Oh, wait a minute."
Yep.
And then the following week on October 24th. So are you going to say win or loss for Indiana on that one, Wolf?
I say it's a trap game, but I'm going to say a victory still in Bloomington.
A major upset.
Maybe.
All right. So October 24th, they then travel to Ann Arbor to take on number 14 Michigan.
Oof.
That is going to be a very close game and a very tough one, but still
Yep.
a win for Indiana.
All right. Then on Halloween, they host Minnesota in Bloomington.
That's when they're going to confidently win again.
Yep.
Then on November 14th, they host number 20. They host number 20.
The Toronto Fire Service will consider our investigation of false alarm. You may resume your activity. This concludes announcements from Toronto Fire. Thank you.
So
That
they're
was a
at
good
home
one.
against the number 20 USC Trojans, Wolf.
Okay, that will be a is it at USC or is it at Bloomington?
At Bloomington.
Okay, that will be a win.
So
Okay.
right now we currently have them going undefeated right now. So their next game, this is where I think they will get their first loss. Saturday, November 21st at number 17 Washington.
I don't think so, Brett.
I don't think so either.
Okay. Hey guys, thanks for having me come waiting for me. I actually have the picks. If you guys are interested, I've got the first 4 Division 1 matchups coming up on August 29th.
Save those for one that day, all right, or that week.
Yeah.
I mean, we do this weekly, so I mean, from this week on, we're only, let's see here, how many days to the Hall of Fame game? 15 days roughly. So we're coming right up on football season, so
Yep.
we're gonna be doing one show a week, so we're gonna be talking about this constantly. So if you got what you think in mind, write it down, and we'll bring it up on the next show. We're currently.
Oh no, I mean, like I said, I looked it up, and it's got at least the first 4 matchups, which are, centralized. One of them is actually centralized over in Dublin, Ireland, and
Yep.
then they've got that's North Carolina and TCU, and
Yeah.
then they've got they were going to have a game in Brasilia, Brazil, but then they moved that back to I remember that they moved it back to Virginia in Charlottesville, so they're going to have North Carolina State at Virginia. And then over there in Stanford Stadium, they've got Hawaii at Stanford. And then finally over there in Atlanta, Georgia, they've got Alabama A&M versus Howard.
Anyway, but so getting back to what this is, so the last game on the list for Indiana is the Old Oaken Bucket game against Purdue in Bloomington.
Yeah, and that's going to be a win for Indiana.
Yep.
So pretty much based on what we're suggesting here, Indiana runs the table and goes to the Big Ten championship.
I'm saying run the table with one trap game. That's what I'm looking at.
Yep.
So that's it. So shall we go ahead and wrap this up, Wolf?
I thought we might do a couple trivia questions and then we'll wrap it because we're already up to 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let me boot up my NFL historical questions. So
I'll have to start thinking about doing the college football stat sheets already.
mhm.
I know it's coming up, Jeff. It's coming up.
Yep.
It's coming up quick.
No
So
kidding.
today's subject is going to be NFL history trivia.
NFL
So
Brits.
you guys know. So
All right.
the first question is, what was the original name of the franchise known? I can't say their previous name, but what was the original name of the franchise known as the Washington Commanders?
Oh, they used to be the Redskins.
But the
Yep.
original name.
Oh, their original name before the Redskins?
Yep.
Ah, okay. Let's
The
see.
Boston Braves.
Jeff is correct.
Yeah, Boston Braves.
The club played as the Boston Braves from 1932 until 1937.
Yep.
Nice.
All right, next question. Here's one. Who was the first African American player in professional football in the United States?
The first African American professional football player in the United States.
I don't think you guys are going to get this one.
Would that be Jim Thorpe?
It would not be.
Marion
A guy
Motley.
named Charles
Bobby
Follis.
something. Bobby something.
Charles Follis.
How's the puck? It's still in red. In the red. So,
Charles Follis. Follis. He played college
Oh,
football
okay.
at
I thought it was Bobby.
Ohio.
but it's
In
the-
1902, Charles became the first African American professional football player with a team called the Shelby Blues. But his death in 1910 ended his career.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay, Jeff, you know about certain trophies in the NFL, right? And awards.
Maybe.
All right. The Golden Toe Award was first presented in 1971 to the most outstanding kicker in the league. Who was the first recipient?
I don't have one stinking idea.
It was
Don Cockcroft.
It was not, Wolfie. Do you have a guess, Ted?
No, I don't have a guess.
You're saying 1971?
Yep.
I know for a fact that it was Don Cockcroft. It was Cleveland
Oh,
Browns kicker.
For the Golden Toe Award?
Oh yeah, that was his name was started with a G.
It was 1972. It was Cleveland Browns kicker Don Cockcroft.
Oh, it's pulled out. Just pulled
Nope.
out.
You have to 1971, Wolf.
Look it up, Brett. Look it up.
Yep.
I have the answer right here. It was Gary Yepremian.
Gary Yepremian. Yeah, Gary
Oh, the little
Yepremian is picked for the Miami Dolphins.
The little time maker from Cyprus.
Yep. He was a Miami Dolphin in 1971 and was there to experience the Dolphins' undefeated season in 72. So he was the first.
Yep.
All right. So, I know. So anyway.
Okay. 1 hour 11.
So that but's not working.
Yeah.
So anyway. So New York City has had a few NFL. All right, guys. So here's an interesting question. This is called defunct NFL teams.
Okay.
New York City has had a few NFL teams over the years, one of which was based on Staten Island. What was the nickname of this team?
Thank you.
I'll read the question again.
Go.
New York City has had a few NFL teams over the years, one of which was based on Staten Island. What was the nickname of this team?
The Titans?
Wrong.
Okay. The Yankees?
Nope. You have a guess, Wolf or Jeff?
I don't have any guess on this
The
one.
who, the what?
I don't know either.
The Stapletons.
Stapletons.
What a stupid name for a football team.
They
for
played in
Christ's
the
sakes.
NFL from 1929 until 1932. Their home stadium was being Thompson Stadium in Stapleton, Staten Island. Their best season was in 1930 when they finished 5-5-2. Hall of Fame halfback Ken Strong began his pro career with the Stapletons before joining the New York Giants in 1933.
Wow.
And they kicked the Bears' butt. Actually, no, they lost to the Bears in the first NFL title game at that year.
Yeah.
It was that old Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
All right. Who was the first player to score 2,000 points in a career in the NFL?
George Blanda.
Jeff is correct. Jeff, I'll give you a bonus question. How many total points?
2,100 and something.
2002.
Oh, lovely.
2002. Nice.
2002 points.
Just like the
Okay.
year.
Jeff knows his AFL stuff, but I'm going to say this. Jeff, we all know that the AFL New York Jets drafted Joe Namath. What was the NFL team that drafted him?
The St. Louis Cardinals.
That's correct.
Yeah.
All right. 1994. Which quarterback in 1994 set 2 NFL records in one game with 45 pass completions and 70 attempts?
That was David Carr.
1994, Mikey.
Oh, okay, 94. I was thinking, wait, okay.
Angel would probably know this one, and so would I, because
Drew Bledsoe.
Drew
Yep.
Bledsoe? Yeah. For the Patriots, right?
Yep.
Yep.
This was before we ever heard of anybody named Tom Brady.
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah, when Tom Brady came out of the scene, that was pretty much it.
Jeff, here's another AFL history question for you.
Yes, your Brightness.
The Tennessee Titans are one of the best teams in the NFL. Which NFL team was formerly known as the Titans?
That would be the New York Jets, aka the Titans. They played at the Polo Grounds, ugliest stadium you ever looked at.
Okay. Okay, we're going to talk about NFL championship right here from old days. What was the most lopsided championship score?
73-0.
All right, good. That's correct, Mikey. What game and what year?
That was that was the Redskins who lost. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, they won. They won 73-0. The Redskins won that year. I think it was 1940.
You are correct. It was the Bears versus Redskins, 1940.
Yeah, there we
That's
go.
really good knowledge.
Yeah, 73-0. What a great blowout that was.
Who was
Maybe not so much for Chicago though.
All right. Who was the first soccer-style place kicker in the NFL?
Oh, that's oh God, no, not Ray Guy. I'm trying to think. Soccer guy. It wasn't Yepremian, right? It wasn't him.
I'll give Jeff a hint. He played from 1964 to 1965. This kicker played for the AFL Buffalo Bills. Jeff, okay. It was Pete Gogolak.
Oh, Gogolak, yeah.
He played for the Cornell and then he kicked for the Buffalo Bills in the AFL from 1964 to 1965, in which they won their 2 AFL titles for the Buffalo Bills.
Nice.
And then the New York Giants from 66 to 74. He was successful. With 173 of 294 field goal attempts. Here's another trivia thing. His younger brother Charles kicked for Princeton University and then kicked for the Washington and New England.
Nice.
All right. So who here would have? Okay, so here's an interesting one. This is about Thanksgiving NFL football. The first Thanksgiving matchup between modern NFL teams took place on November 30th, 1922. Which modern day team did the Chicago Bears lose to 6-0 in that contest?
Did they lose to St. Louis?
Nope.
Okay.
Is it Dallas?
Nope.
No.
Do you guys want a hint?
Yeah.
NFC West.
Okay.
The Los Angeles Rams.
The
Wrong.
Rams? No.
It was
Okay.
the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, you mean they lost to Arizona in 1922?
Yep.
Wow.
Because from 1920 to 1959, they were known as the Chicago Cardinals.
Yeah, they played at Old Comiskey Park.
Yeah.
They played at Old Comiskey Park.
Yeah, that was Chicago that played.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's see if anybody can really dig their knowledge on this one. Which team is often regarded as the predecessors of the Philadelphia Eagles?
The Steagles.
Nope. You would be
Boston
surprised.
Patriots?
Nope.
Yeah, I don't even know any of these questions. They're too hard for me.
The
I agree, Ted.
Frankfurt Yellow Jackets.
Wow.
They were based
Go
in the
way back.
Philadelphia suburb of Frankfurt from 1924 until 1931, winning the league championship in 26.
Is that why Philadelphia's throwback uni is that nasty yellow and brown?
Yellow and blue from 2007.
Ticks. Oh, ticks.
All right. Which Lion running back which Detroit Lions running back sizzled the league in 1997
That's Barry Sanders, wasn't it?
by rushing for over 100 yards in 14 consecutive games?
Has to be Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Barry Sanders, yeah.
So, all right.
And of course he ran it and he played college football at D-Man's Oklahoma State.
Yep.
All right. Here's the okay. NFL oldies but goodies nicknames. This player played for the when the Raiders were in Oakland, they called him the Assassin.
Jack Tatum.
Mikey's right.
Yep.
I'll never forget Jack Tatum, man. Oh, he was a beast.
2 more questions, Brett. 2 more questions.
All right.
Only two. Only two. Only two.
So I have another Jack Tatum question for that. Maybe Mikey might get this.
Maybe.
And again, Jack the Assassin Tatum of the Oakland Raiders did what against the Green Bay Packers in 1972?
I think he broke the leg of somebody.
Nope.
No. Okay.
Do any of you guys have a guess?
No.
He set an NFL record with a 104-yard fumble return.
Oh, the fumble recovery. Yeah.
Because he helped beat the Packers. Because he helped the Raiders beat the Packers 20-14.
Wow.
Incidentally enough, 6 years later, in one of the league's greatest tragedies, Tatum hit Patriots wide receiver Darryl Stingley as he fell to the ground and paralyzed him.
And paralyzed him for life. Yes.
Yep.
He hit him in midair. Yeah, the guy from the Patriots. Yeah.
Okay. I am going.
I have one easy trivia question.
I got one more trivia question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
But okay. Which Dallas Cowboys defensive end retired in 1979 to pursue a career in professional boxing?
Damn.
Wow. In 1979?
Yep.
He went from professional boxing to football?
No, who
Oh,
retired?
no, went from football to boxing. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That wasn't Evander Holyfield, was it?
Nope.
Okay.
He's one of the famous Cowboys on what they were called. I think they were called the no-name defense.
Ed Too Tall Jones?
Correct. And that's it for the trivia. So
nice.
So I'm going to go ahead and close up shop here because I know Wolfie had to go check his thing here. So
okay. Do we have enough time for one trivia question?
You said only 2 questions, and I had the 2 left. So we're gonna Wolfie. I'm going to go ahead and close up shop. All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can go ahead and wrap it. We'll be doing another one next week. Let's see here. Can we go ahead and figure out a date while we're on here?
I know Angel said that Mondays and Tuesdays work well for him. Tuesday I'm usually doing I know I live stream in the evening on Tuesday nights, and usually Tuesday during the day I'm probably usually doing groceries. Monday I'm actually free.
Okay, so considering that it's already Thursday, if we were to do one this upcoming week, that would be only like 4 days away. So here's what we're going to do. What date am I thinking of?
So the next available dates that we have, if it works for Angel, would be the 20th or the 21st.
Okay, the thing is that my grandmother has a surgery the night of the 20th into the 21st, so this week is going to be out of the question if we're going to be fitting it in. So
the earliest then what about the 22nd? Would that work?
It's possible. We'll run it by Angel, see if he has time. If not, we'll be looking at the 27th, 28th.
And what time do you guys usually do this? So I see that you leave the link right there in the chat, so that works for me. I can come right on up.
I mean, primarily we like to do it early. This was our first real late one.
Mikey, are you
I'm
on?
retired, so I can come up anytime, guys. You just have to let me.
Mikey, are you on Facebook?
Yes, I am.
See if you can get in touch with me or Wolf or somebody, and then, or maybe the Wolf, and then we can add you to our Pick'em group, so that way you would know ahead of time.
Okay.
Wolfie, why don't you take care of that one of these days? Send a Wolf a friend request or something like that, and then he'll add you to the group.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go into the back chat here.
Yeah, put your Facebook.
Let's wait for that backstage. So
yeah.
All right,
do
I'm
that
gonna go
backstage in the private chat. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead.
All right, so that's my real name, and that's how you find me on Facebook.
Yeah, that old wolfing banger right there. That wolfing banger.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and sign us off there, Wolf.
All right, we'll call it a wrap.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You've been listening to the football talk show here on the Sports with Wolfie channel. Make sure to like and subscribe and share this on social media. We'll see you in approximately maybe 2 weeks again for another episode of the football talk show. For Mikey, Ted, Jeff, and Wolfie, this is Brett saying good night and goodbye.
We gotta go do a Google definition too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gotta do something for everybody. Okay, hold on. Let me get the phone here ready. Let me get it for you guys. Okay, so all you guys know about the female football stuff. So yeah, let me see here. So
Oh,
yeah,
no,
we did
here
that.
we go.
Yeah,
Here
we
we
already
go.
did that one before. But yeah, I heard about another rule about like tackling in the groin area. So let's
Oh,
verify.
Oh God,
Yeah.
here we go.
Is it legal to tackle somebody by the jock strap?
Oh God.
Oh jeez.
Okay. In
That's-
the NFL, is it
pretty
legal to tackle somebody by the jock strap?
I think it should be made illegal.
No. Tackling someone by the jockstrap in the NFL is strictly illegal. Grabbing any part of their undergarments or gear and pulling them down results in a penalty.
Okay, so it has not been changed. As
No.
long as you didn't grab the willy, it was supposed to be legal, but not no more.
All
No,
right.
no more.
All right, that gives Wolfie a nice short right there.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, before we go, I want to mention to you guys, please come by and check out my Chatty Blogger MS. This coming Sunday, I'll be giving a blow-by-blow commentary of the final of the FIFA World Cup between Argentina and Spain at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. So come check out my channel. I'll be giving a full-on commentary about the entire match. So
thank you.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, so for Mikey, for Chatty Blogger, Mrs. MS, Mikey, Teddy, Jeff, and Wolf. This is Brett Alt saying, everybody have a good night and goodbye.
All right, Wolf is out.
Ow!
Here.